Hello? Are we good? Are we good? Nope, still nothing. Shush. Shush. Don't believe you. How we doing, boys and girls? Welcome, welcome. Good morning to you. Are we dropping frames or doing anything else ridiculous? Let's check that the old CPU is not dying on its ass. Let's throw up a task manager real quick. Let's check. No, we're Gucci. Everything's up and running. My CPU seems to be doing some weird things. I have a distinct feeling that it's thermal throttling. As it keeps absolutely crashing its potential output. Don't know why. Anyway, it's hot. It's about 7,000 degrees. The stream must go on. How is everybody today? Are we good? The audio is also going to sound a little bit scuffed. This is a 100% scuffed stream. I can guarantee you that much. Obviously, technical issues to begin with. Apparently, the chat doesn't want to work. The audio is going to be a little bit scuffed simply because I've not set up all of my sound dampening that I usually do to prevent the echo. Try replacing the thermal paste. I think it's genuinely got something to do with the fact that it's about 1,000,000 degrees in here, so it wouldn't surprise me if it's just struggling. It's a i7 that I've overclocked it to like 4.6 gigahertz or something like that, so it kicks out some heat. It doesn't surprise me that it's struggling, but it's all good. It's melting, it's melting. It's not the only thing that's melting. It's absolutely not. But let's get straight into it. Where's the button we need? Where's the button? That's the button. That's the button. Don't do what I did last week and remove the fan and rip out the CPU at the same time, breaking the motherboard. Oh, yeah, that's not a good one. That's an expensive error. That's an expensive boo-boo. 64 missions across 9 characters. I need Anima badly. Yeah, we might go on a bit of an Anima sweep today because there's a couple of my characters that I'm a little bit choked on Anima for. Now, this is in my this is probably the last semi-casual day that I'm going to have before patch 9.1. Because as I mentioned a little bit yesterday to some of you guys that were here, were listening, were paying attention, there will be no stream on Friday because we're going away on Thursday. It's midsummer. My brother-in-law is over to visit, and it's time to spend some family time for 3 days. I'll take Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll go away. We'll get stuff done, and then it'll be powering through patch 9.1 when it arrives. So today we've got just some casual catch-up stuff to do. It's going to be a long weekend. Yeah, I apologise. I would have absolutely... I mean, in a perfect world, I'd just be streaming 7 days at the moment. But I think it's sensible from a content creating point of view to take a few days before I imagine that there's going to be 4 or 5 weeks of pretty heavy schedule. So it's yes, I apologise that you might have to have a slightly longer weekend, but at least you can do missions on your phone. Well, I mean, there is the possibility that I can just, remote in to my computer a couple of times a day just to get my missions done. For sure, that's a thing. Let's get this up and running. Say a fond farewell to the family. Well, exactly. We did point out that the one thing that you're gonna have to do for patch 9.1, highest priority, say goodbye to the family, as you are going to be missing for the month of July. Categorically. Let's get our Facebook on the go nice and early though. Let's jump in the deep end. That's a call it a day and get a new PC level of error. Yeah, I would agree with that. I've not actually, done any TLC or maintenance on my computer since I think before Shadowlands launched. Meaning that it's probably pretty dusty, probably pretty grim in there. It's not as bad as it used to be because a few months ago I redid the room and rearranged my desk and everything, and now my PC is actually up on the desk, so it doesn't suck in quite as much of the dog hair that floats around my house, because you guys have seen my dogs, they're pretty fluffy. They come with a fair amount of dust, so it shouldn't be as bad, but there's still many reasons to give it a spring clean once in a while, which I've just not done. But we can do. Don't forget the post scans. Yes, that's true. We will get onto that as well. I'm going with the one thing at a time approach today because it's too hot to think. So we'll stick with one thing at a time. We'll get some post scans on the go in our downtime. New Mobo CPU, Windows 10 SSD, not quite 100% new, but still pricey. Well, I mean, that's, in most cases, from a gaming perspective, that's about 50% of a computer, right? Because what you spend on that lot is probably the equivalent of what you'll then spend again on a graphics card. Is the gamer's ratio, I think, usually. Hot, it's barely 14 degrees and rainy here. I would take some rain. I would absolutely take some rain. It was they claimed that there was going to be a thunderstorm at some point in the next 20 to 40 minutes, meaning that if the power randomly cuts out and the stream dies, then you know why. Can't get a CPU for that price. Well, I mean, it depends what graphics card you're buying, I suppose, doesn't it? So, I want to move to a hotter location. Well, Finland has a couple of weeks of sun, a couple of weeks of summer for sure. It's a good country for having actual seasons. It's the biggest thing I hated about the UK. You have 2 seasons. 4 is a myth. You only have 2 seasons. You have cold season and you have wet and cold season. They are the only 2 seasons. It is not good for anybody. Right, bonus missions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's rock and roll. 75 missions in progress? Holy smoke. That 75 missions in progress sounds very much like you've got some nicely high level fellas running around doing these missions. Finland, good country, 364 days. I want to be a Finnish dude. Only yesterday I am Belgian. Yeah, I suppose. Start adventure. Why am I getting a confirm button for my start adventure? That doesn't usually happen, does it? Or does it? Am I just not paying attention? $5,600X, $250. $57X Mobo, 170. Terabyte SSD, $100. That's 520 for the whole upgrade. Can't even get a 3060 for that. Well, that's only because graphics cards are double what they probably should be. Lithuania, -20 winters and +35 summers. That sounds very tasty. I actually, like, if I had a good enough setup to deal with summer, I would quite happily, I'm happy up until about 35 degrees. Much past 35 degrees, that's when I really start to just, you know, wilt. I start falling over and dying at 35 plus. My wife taps out at about 28 degrees. If it goes over 28 degrees, she is done. She is hugging the ice cream stand. She's just done. Yes, before people ask, venture plan is this add-on. That's the comment that's about to turn up. I guess I could probably make my computer run a little bit smoother by not running my own stream about 5 times. Can we put stream preview? Can we just hide the stream preview for a minute? I'm going to rely on you guys to tell me if the stream's dead. Does the bot work again? It's nice to see that you've got onlyfans.com/Manthius saved in your clipboard. That's pretty impressive. I don't know if that's impressive or creepy, but either way, it makes me giggle, so fair play. Lived in Newcastle for 4 years. The summers were like 28, but it's humid air, so it's even worse than heat. Yeah, humidity is what really like kills people. -20 is not very attractive. No, trust me, the -20 is very attractive. The worst temperature in the world is between +5 degrees and -5 degrees. That 10-degree threshold is horrendous. That is the worst temperature that exists. Either side of that, either up or down, is absolutely fine. Because when you get past -5 degrees, it stops being that like wet coldness, and it starts just being like crisp. And when you get that level of cold, it's so easy to overcome. You genuinely just put some more clothes on and you're good. Like when winter kicks in Finland, like until I would say sort of midway through December, it's horrible. But when we really get the minus temperatures kicking in, love it. Absolutely fine. But I'd make it +10, -10. Either way, your threshold may be a little bit different, but yeah. See, when it gets over 12 degrees in the UK, it's considered t-shirt weather. Yep, it's a fact. So you can take 3 degrees off that as well if the sun's out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maximum experience. Let's rock and roll. See, I can't even talk to you guys in chat and do the game at the same time. My brain does not comprehend. 10 degrees with wind and rain still sucks. And that's what we have here most of the time, of course. 10 degrees with wind and rain sounds very much like default UK weather. I would agree. Yeah, it appears that Sir Coffeebot seems to have died. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe Sir Coffeebot can't stand the heat. It's he's not even in the chat today, so I have no idea what's going on. I need to look into it on Streamlabs. Streamlabs is probably broken. Oi lads, how we doing? Welcome. You shouted at me yesterday for not saying hi. Yeah, Sir Coffeebot's had a heat stroke, obviously. That's probably what it is. There was a really, whilst we're on the mission table, there was a really interesting post in the subreddit. For any of you guys that do actually follow along. Where was it? Not Jack being silly. Here. 17 followers at level 60, but it's still spawning the XP missions. So if you were to power level just 9 of your followers all the way to 60, that would then trigger level 60 as a median for your troops, and then the rest will catch up using any follower missions. This sounds like it could be quite an optimal way to do it. Now, obviously, you know, at this point in the game when we're about to get 3 new followers, at least there could be more followers. I've not looked in enough detail on the PTR. There's at least 3 new followers. We know that for a fact because they come from Renown. But they're obviously going to get drip fed to us over the next X amount of time. But the mission table is getting updates. But that means, because for reference, the troop level is based on the median level of your followers, right? So for a quick maths lesson, the median is the number smack bang in the middle when the list is ordered. So it's not an average. People think that the median is an average. It's not. It's a statistical number. So if you have all of your followers in order, in numerical order, the one that's smack bang in the middle, so if you've got 11 followers, the one in the 6th position, for example, will dictate what your troop level is. So you can kind of cheese it a little bit. So if you've got 17 followers, and you level 9 of them to 60, you zerg those up. That 9th dude is going to be level 60, and he'll be your median one, which is what the troops will be based on. You're missing the screenshot in Star Smux? No, I'm not. I'm deliberately not showing the stupid screenshot. Jack sent this in yesterday that was quite funny. Apparently people are not happy with my content in some way, shape or form, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Doesn't even have a long boy. Shocking behaviour. Shocking behaviour. Don't ask the wife. So level 10 followers, 2 missions of 5. Yeah, just straight up zerging as much experience as you can get anyway. I mean, for the most part, that tends to be what I do anyway, but I do it equally across all of them. The bonus XP, for me at least, the way I've done it so far, which appears to be a relatively slow and steady approach, but it means I'm leveling everything somewhat equally, is that I do bonus XP missions as a priority, and the dudes I send out are the lowest ones on the list. So I start from the bottom and work my way up. It means the ones that have the least experience currently get priority over the ones that have more experience. And so they sort of cycle around and always stay at a similar level. Joby, how we doing? Welcome, welcome. Good to see ya. Except that it appears that the troop level doesn't go down. They remain at 36 when my median was 29. Eh? How did you manage to make the median go down? I'm not sure how you could... Either way, if that's the case, that's... No, that surely can't be right. There's got to be some wizardry in there somewhere. Recruiting a new follower makes the median go down. That's true. Yeah. Huh. Got troops with a median of 36. Then you nagged me into getting new followers. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, put it this way. I usually go by the assumption that people have got all 17. Because, you know, do the campaign, do some Torghast runs. It's a couple of hours and it's done. You absolutely should have 17 followers. That should realistically be your first priority with the mission table. Before you worry about, you know, leveling up your Sanctum with Anima or any of that shenanigans, your first go-to, in my opinion at least, your first go-to should be get all of the followers. Because once you've got them all, they can all start gaining experience. They're not gaining any experience when you don't have them. So... First go-to is farming renown. Well, yeah, that really should be what I'm doing at the moment. But, yeah, about that. I'm not actually doing very well with the renown farming. For one very simple reason. I can't be arsed. Is the God's honest truth. I know my focus is not going to be on Turin Mill once 9.1 lands. So I need to focus my priority on the server, which is going to be a priority, which for me will be Sylvanas. Turin Mill will just be up and running, operational in the background. What would potentially take up an entire week of my time grinding renown is probably, for me at least, for me personally, not the best use of my time right now. So maybe I've manufactured myself an excuse to not do it, but either way, I'll be the one that suffers because of it. Right, we've managed to do all of one character. I claim this takes 2 minutes, and we've been live for 25 minutes, and we've only done one character. Oh boy, progress is slow today. Right, next one. Do you farm Anima for missions, or do you just have enough from the mission table? I don't farm any more than the absolute bare minimum Anima. On my alts, though, on a weekly basis, I am doing the collecting the souls, the world boss, and the 1,000 anima mission. And so by doing those 3 on my alts at the very least, is, for the most part, meaning that I don't have to worry too much about anima. But what I should also note is that all of my followers, all of my alts have at least the first level of their covenant completed. So I am getting the first level of anima boost on all of them. I think it would be very, very difficult to maintain without that first level anima boost, but you probably would then. To be honest, the time you have to put into farming anima, you'd probably, instead of spending it on your table, spending it upgrading your actual sanctum to at least rank 1 of everything would be a sensible move. But now we've hit Adventure Campaign 16, we're getting these big juicy ones as well. We're getting the rare anima tokens, and as you can see, because we've got the first level, we're getting 35 of each, 3 of them each. Sorry. Renown takes so much time after level 20. Yeah, it's there is going to be a further catch up for it though, so don't worry. Hello. Sorry about that. I got an ice pack delivery. Believe it or not, that's how fucking hot it is in this country. Let's get going there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go. Mission number 2. See if I can do all of this without reading the chat again. All of this character without reading the chat. Do we reckon it's possible? Just don't look at the chat. It's fine. Just focus. Concentrate now. Don't stare at my sweaty head, it's gross, leave it alone. Oh, come on, boys. Come on. Come on. Yes. Oh, how is that a win? Somebody tell me how that's a victory. Not looking at the chat. Oh no, I've got 2 chat windows open. Ah. Somebody tell me how that's a win. Victorious. Takes 12 turns. Everybody's dead. Hello? have we found a bug? Okay, I'm gonna have to look at the chat. That shouldn't make any sense. Maybe we try and no. Now victory can't be okay. Okay. How are we doing this? Do these things kill themselves or something? No idea. No idea. Okay. I'm not going to risk it, you know. Because it's an anima mission as well. I'd rather wait and send some stronger dudes on it and actually complete it. Considering that we won't be able to get the first rank 5 in the first week, do we think we have a grace week for catch-up with Renown after the patch release, thus double Renown catch-up for alts? In theory, yes, but there's a significant problem with that. The problem's going to be that you are going to then have 10 other things to be doing on those alts that isn't Renown farming. If you're grinding Renown on those characters in the first place, you probably want to be pretty invested on those characters in Korthia when patch 9.1 launches anyway, which is in turn going to limit your time on those characters for Renown farming. This is kind of why it gets pretty high on the priority list before patch 9.1. simply because when patch 9.1 lands, you're going to be way busier with other things. And yeah, renown farming is then going to be pretty low on the priority. The tank deals damage when attacked, so maybe that kills the last enemy, but good one. Yeah, I've no idea how that was a thing. I'll chalk it up to fluke, but so much for me completing this one without looking at the chat, but what are you going to do? Rep tokens. We love a good rep token here and there. Or do we? Apparently we don't. Apparently we don't love a good rep token. What about this one? No. I have all my alts at around the renown 29, and I think I might not be able to arrive in time for 9-1. It's difficult to say. The problem is that you are going to be limited, because of course if you utilize the guaranteed methods of renown on catching up your renown, you then don't have them for the purpose of, you know, staying on curve. The point is that in week 2 you want to be ticking off renown 44 because that's the campaign quest. Now if you're getting your guaranteed renown just catching up to 40, you are in essence going to be behind. So I would say that you absolutely want to be 40 before patch 9.1, so that the first reset of 9.1 you can then do your souls mission, do your anima mission, kill the world boss. There's your 3 guaranteed. You'll be at 43 going into the next week, and you should be good. Although saying that, I don't think the world boss is going to be a guaranteed renown anymore, but we'll have to see. I've still got 2 dudes I need to do something with. Just get them on some gold missions. Let's go. No, still can't win. Jesus, these guys are useless. Kyrian are terrible for this, I tell you. Right, well, they already win. Go. That'll do. You can grind 1 to 40 renown in a day if you want to. I mean, in theory, it is entirely possible. But it, by definition, it is just, you know, a grind. You are going to be putting in 8 to 10 hours work, if not more. Like, in 24 hours of gameplay, yeah, you probably can do it. Which is technically a day, but I still wouldn't say, I certainly wouldn't suggest people do it anyway. Is there a new world boss in Korthia? Not to my knowledge. The world bosses are staying in the original zones where they are. But I could be wrong. While I feel I've spent a large amount of time on Korthia doing testing, I still don't feel as if I've like even explored 50% of it. So there's still a lot of mystery out there. 17 companions. I have 7 anima. This is not a healthy amount of anima. We are not going to get very far with 7 anima. Let's go hand in some anima tokens. I actually might have to go do some anima missions on this dude today. 182. That's good for at least 3 expensive missions. Oh, that wasn't the button I meant to press. I meant to press that button. Keybinds are failing me. What? How did I press travel form and it put me into bear form? I don't know. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, off you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Off you go. That's left me with 102 to do stuff with. That means we absolutely... Oh, can we do the campaign? If we can do the campaign, we're doing the campaign. Because that unlocks the biggest anima rewarding missions. But I don't think our dudes are strong enough, even as Night Fae yet. This is not looking good, is it? No. Not today! Is that all the anima stuff? That's all the anima stuff, right, okay. So, with 77 anima to spend, let's see if we can get this one on the go. This would be a really good one. No, of course not. Of course not. What about this one? Bingo. We're done. Next. Campaign World Boss Weekly are 10 renown levels. Yeah, yeah. But that's assuming, of course, that it's widely considered a sensible thing to do, to leave the campaign until you're already like renown 28, renown 30. Because the campaign does guarantee you those renown if you can get them. So using them early days is not very optimal. You wanna let the renown catch up system get you those first 30 renowns, and then you want to do anything that gives you guaranteed renown. If you're really trying to min max and push for 40, that should be the plan. Alt Kings advise me how you spend your rested experience from 50 to 60. From a goal making perspective, gathering. From a purely want to get to 60 with the minimum playtime, probably grinding dungeons with rested experience is the fastest. Probably. How would you recommend grinding renown 20 to 30? I think the 20 to 30 range is probably the tough bit, right? That's going to be the one where that's the section where your renown catch up is at its least effective. Plus, you also don't really want to be doing the guaranteed things because you want to be doing those later. Honestly, just heroic dungeon spam. Like, zerging heroic dungeons as fast as you physically can. Preferably in a group of people who are also trying to do the same thing. Doing actual M pluses is, you've obviously got to get into the group, you've got to get to the dungeon. You're probably wasting too much time doing Mythic Plus. I would imagine that, like, low level Mythic Plus compared to heroic dungeons probably isn't all that different in sort of chance of giving you renown. But heroic will be very unlikely to get you renown. No, not at all. The last boss in heroic has a reasonably good chance. At least from my experience. We're a few missions behind with these fellas. Oh, well, that one dude with some troops is able to complete the mission. Well, off you go then. See you later. Haha! Genius. Any anima mission? Have we not got a single anima? Oh, there's one anima mission. And we're insufficient. How can we be insufficient anima? It says we've got 62 anima. How can we not what? Hello? I think venture plan is broken. Looking for a normal mode boost, but apparently nobody's doing that. Probably because the Normal mode can they're probably doing heroic and or mythic boosts instead. I find it very difficult to believe that a guild would offer a lower level boost than what they're actually capable of, you know, because they can in theory charge more for a better one, if that makes sense. Update it, it has a new version. Does it? I should probably install the new version then, see if it does any funky stuff. Let's get these last ones sent out then. Mm, 900. Oh, pet tokens. Anything juicy? That's the juiciest. Oh, we've only got one companion left. Alright, you just go on this one. Fine. See you later. So Venture Plan's got an update, does it? Venture Plan's got an update, does it? Okay. Maybe I should just spend the 550k-ish on 3 heroic boosts. But if it gives me 2 renown per character like LFR did, that's not a great deal. Yeah, it's probably not, is it? Wow, so not even Streamlabs is going to do my alerts, my commands apparently. God damn, okay. Anybody got the link for the stupid Venture Plan add-on? Because my chatbot is dead. Hang on, was it Tao Long Yak or something? townlongyak.com, there we go. Add-ons. What is this? Latest? Venture Plan. Release date 4.6, okay. Give me a download button. Just give me a download button. No, not a click on it, get a picture button. Give me the download button. Ah! Oh, here we go. Extract to. Let's just be real careful that I don't dox myself. Where's my World of Warcraft folder? That one. Retail. Interface. Add-ons. Go. Yes to all. That should do's us. That should do's us. Why don't you use WoW Up Add-on Manager? Much more convenient. I'm not getting in that conversation again. Simply because I use Curse Client and I can't be asked to switch it. Honest truth. Right, we need to log on the other account, don't we? We need to get some auctions on the go. There's a fake Venture Plan on WoW Up. Hey? The reason I use WoW Up over... I'm genuinely not getting in that conversation about WoW Up versus CurseForge again. Not happening. Right, let's get some auctions on the go though. That's important. We've probably, I'm just thinking, I didn't do a repost last night, meaning I've probably got somewhere close to 700 auctions to list. This could get vile. Oh my god, 855 items in the mailbox. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right then. Does the auctioneer have... Oh, I've not got a single auction listed. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Seems kind of sketchy. Authors aren't the same, so I assume it's fake. I'm not getting into it. Whoa, 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 what's going on here? Unbehind Waistguard at rank 1? How am I the only one listing those? How is there nobody else selling Unbehind Waistguards at rank 1? Hello? Has the world gone mad? Maybe I should uninstall that one and get the one from Tao Long Yak. I would be more confident in getting it from the source, yes. Without getting into details, there was some shenanigans with WoWup basically just yoinking the add-on, even though Tao Long Yak had asked them to not list it, meaning that they've probably changed the author add-on of it and have yoinked it anyway. Unbehind Waistguard, the worst leather legendary. Hey! It might be now. It might be now. That's not to say it won't be before too long. Let's put all of this in the bank for now. We need clear bags. Clear bags for 800 items. This is because I post everything for 12 hours.
You just lost $5.
Oh, who be this? Sharkshooter. How we doing? Sub for 2 months. Currently on a 2-month streak. Nice one, my man. Thank you, thank you. Shout out to you. Appreciate. I haven't been able to rank up past rank 1 for blacksmithing and leatherworking. The only time I would ever not promote nor advertise, but say that it could potentially be worthwhile to power level, is to get past rank 1 hell. Because let's be honest, you have no other choice but to craft 15 rank 1s eventually. That's the only physical way you can unlock rank 2. But once you've done that, you should just, craft them and sell them.
You just lost $5.
Oh, they're all flying in now. Disease James with the Prime Gaming sub as well. 3-month streak. Go on. Thank you, my man. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Only rank 4 I have is the Ring and the Greaves for blacksmithing. I mean, they're pretty good ones to have. There was, the more I read about people looking into this domination gear shenanigans, more people are saying that the legs are a dead certainty for a lot of classes right now. Because the domination slots are taking up a lot of the prime real estate. They're taking up helm, chest, shoulders, that sort of thing, but they're never on the legs. Now, the legs are still a highly balanced slot. They come with a lot of stats on them. So if given the choice between like legs and ring, for example, people are likely to choose legs first, giving the pants slot a high preferential choice for people when it comes to legendaries, I feel. So that's going to be your Grim-Veiled pants or pantaloons or whatever the hell they call them. Umbra hide pants, anything that goes on the legs. What about cloaks? Debating on whether I want to level it or not. Cloaks are always a guaranteed sell, simply because technically anybody can use them. They're not just restricted to cloth wearers. So, still haven't even looked at how we get the domination gear. It's just raid drop gear. Fundamentally, it's just raid drop gear. I still don't think we fully know how. I don't think we fully know how we get the gems for it properly. It is presumed that they drop from the raid, but nobody's been able to test that because Blizzard have been pretty sheepish about that sort of stuff so far. Right, let me loot these out the mailbox. I'll be back with you boys and girls in 2 minutes. Occupy yourselves real quick. Right, we're back. We're back. I've decided that drinking hot coffee when it's about 7 million degrees is no longer a good idea. So I've gone to the dark side. We've reverted to the coldest item in the house, which is a can of Coke. The least healthy option, but the coldest. Let's get these up and running. Wasn't there a sub goal for the hot tub stream? There was never a sub goal for the hot tub stream. Twitch Prime boys, let's get him some more coffee money. I appreciate it, thank you. How many subs am I at now? I don't know the exact number, but certainly after a few people's generosity yesterday, for sure we are doing better than we were before. That is true to say. 100 subs for a hot Manthius. Any Oilers in chat? A can of coffee. No, unfortunately a can of Coca-Cola. Warm drinks are the best for your body? Probably, but it's a mental thing, isn't it? There's a pinned post about the legendary slots. Reckon if a lot of people read it, it could influence sales in the coming days. Oh, what's this? Is that on Wowhead, is it? Do we need to take a little bit of a looky? Some days ago, the WoW token in the EU was 270,000-ish, and now it's 183. That's a downward spiral. No, I think you're looking at the wrong one. 183 is the token price in the NA. I think you need to refresh your Wowhead page, good sir. You've made a boo-boo there. Even the token. Oh, Streamlabs does the token thing. Okay. So some of my commands are still working. 281 in the EU versus 187 in the NA. Yeah. Changes all the legendaries that most people have at the moment. Can somebody throw me a link for this post? And we might take a little bit of a read through it if it's worthwhile for people. Not that I'm super proactive in raiding, but of course it's very, very advantageous to know for the purpose of crafting. Legendaries to recraft for... Yeah, that looks like the one, okay. A bit of YouTube content, a bit of React content. Let's get this post scan done. Get these items on the auction house, and then we'll take a little bit of a peruse. Where's the right window? Should we use this one? Should we use this one? Oh, boys and girls, sub to Manthias TV. It's where all the VODs go, by the way. Twitch doesn't save VODs for any more than like a few days, which is trash. Nor can you like really comfortably watch the VODs. So VODs are on YouTube from now on. That's what Manthias TV is for. VODs are going up automatically here. And at some point, I'll get my ass into gear and make highlight videos and all sorts of good stuff for the channel. But copy link address. Why does right-click copy link address not work? Please hold. Please be holding. That looks like the one. Let's get these posted then. Arms Warrior Master Race, no legendary change. Why does then Streamlabs tell you about my YouTube channel twice? God damn. I need to change that actually to give two links, one to the main channel, one to the second channel. Let me finish burning all of my gold posting these though. How many are we posting? 149. Holy smoke. Okay. I might have to start putting these on 24-hour listings, you know. Reposting these twice a day is getting relatively painful. This is what it must feel like to sell transmog, right? Apart from none of it ever sells. Bank's almost full as well. Right, let's take a little read of this article then. Let's see what this is saying. So, legendaries to recraft of patch 9.1, advice from Wowhead's class writers. So patch 9.1 is adding the Shard of Domination system, which involves certain slots of gear having domination sockets. Due to this, you may want to recraft your legendary if you've crafted a legendary in one of these slots. We've asked our class writers to give their advice on which slots you should recraft your legendaries to prepare for patch 9.1. This is interesting, right? This is interesting to see that people are trying to get ahead of this before 9.1 even lands. So before we even know all of... I would say to anybody out there that doing this before patch 9.1 is super risky, because you're only going by, you know, PTR stuff. I would be more willing to wait until, especially because you're using resources that are not infinite. Soul Ash, even though you're going to get lots of it, is not free. You still have to farm for it. Anyway, why recraft a legendary for patch 9.1? Shards of Domination are powerful gems that are coming to patch 9.1. Relax, Dawn Crafters, they're going to have nothing to do with you. Which give you some powerful bonuses when equipped. However, the Shards of Domination can only be placed in domination sockets. This whole patch is a little bit too S&M for my liking. These domination sockets can show up on 5 slots of gear that drop from the Sanctum of Domination raid. The slots that have domination sockets on them are determined by your armor type. So all helms, shoulders and chests are going to have domination sockets. That instantly means that these item slots for legendaries are going to be more difficult to sell. What's even more annoying is that these are the expensive ones, right? If we look at our cheat sheet, these are, I think they're all tier 3, right? Are they all tier 3? Helm, shoulders, chest. If we go just, I don't know, plate Legos. Oh, okay, shoulders are tier 2. But, yeah. Helm, breastplate, tier 3. Tier 3, so they're the expensive things to make in the first place. Which is going to be even more of a frustration for sure. Shoulders are tier 2 though. So they're mid-tier in terms of cost. Now, to be fair, I say that, all of that's going to be irrespective, considering the lion's share of the cost is going to be your Chlorite crystals anyway. That's what's going to make them expensive. The rest of the materials, meh, whatever, either here nor there. Due to the power... Oh, hang on, what we should also say is that cloth wearers then have braces and belt that can potentially have domination sockets. So that's going to mean that this changes, that the meta for each legendary crafting profession is going to be different, right? So tailors are probably not going to want to craft the braces or the belt, or they in theory will be second tier like possibilities. So in theory, if you're ruling out 5 slots on each profession to begin with, that's funneling more people into the remaining 4. Remaining 3 in most cases. I only say 4 from the purpose of tailoring that they make the cape as well. So there's probably going to be 3 item slots for each legendary crafting profession that will do well, because you're funneling the player base into those 3 slots. If the domination sockets are going to take preferential treatment over your legendary, you're gonna want to have... Yeah, okay, so let's say tailoring, for example, if these are a no-go and these are a no-go, what does that leave you with? That leaves you with the cape, that leaves you with the pants, the boots, and the gloves. So they're, ironically, the mittens, right? The ones that are a bit like hit or miss at the moment. So there's 4 things that tailors are going to look to focus on. Leatherworkers having the gloves and the boots not be one. What does that leave then? That leaves the belt, the pants. What am I missing for leatherworking? Gloves, boots. I don't know. You guys can work this out for yourself for each profession. It's not difficult. But in essence, it's going to mean that these 3 slots are braces. Yeah, there we go. These 3 slots for each of the legendary crafters are going to be more challenging to sell. There's going to be less people that are interested in these all of a sudden. Now, I would also obviously like to reiterate that this is purely from a raiding point of view. PvPers may still be interested in these. Mythic Plussers may still be interested in these. It's raiders that are going to be less interested in these. Pants all the way, mages, paladins, druid will use that slot for most specs. Yeah. It may, like I said, from my initial view on this, it's going to push dual crafting into a really good place, because the neck and the rings are, you know, safe, I guess is the right word to use. They're safe slots to have your legendary in. They're less likely to be, you know, picked away at by a best in slot item. You mean I have to replace my rank 1 shoulders on your hunter? Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. This is a spreadsheet of the popular legendaries and what slots are safe to craft on in 9.1. I'm not opening a link on stream. Let me... .0.5 BIS legendaries. Indicates that a shot... Okay, let's look at this. So this is saying cloth. This is way oversized for what it needs to be. Because it barely fits on a page. Indicates a safe slot to equip a legendary. Mages are going to put them on the back or the feet. Okay, hang on. File, save a copy, make a copy. Because this page is... the formatting is gross. Let's let's work on these a little bit. Whoa, 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 what's going on here? We want to be going the other way, please. I'm sure there's a quicker way to do this, but give me a break. There's even just a random column kicking about. We don't need stuff like that. Right, okay. Okay. Is that true to say? Oh, it's just information overload. This is why I don't like these spreadsheets, because it's genuinely just an information overload. There should just be like, yeah. If you're a druid and you're doing this and this is the legendary you're using, then you put it. It's just information overload. I can't be going through all of this. Feel free to take a look at that and pinpoint your class specifically. Can you share that? It was linked a minute ago. Yeah, I'm sure this has probably got some good information in, but for the purpose of me trying to digest it now, it's just information overload. But either way, thank you for this. This could be helpful for a lot of people. It's not me trashing it. It's just it's too much for me to try to take in now. So let's see if there's any more. Due to the power of shards of domination, you'll likely want to have 5 domination sockets in all 5 available slots. Since you can't put a domination socket on a legendary, this means you'll want to recraft any legendary that overlaps with a domination socket, unless you don't really wish to interact with the Shard of Domination system. Which could be your PvPers, could be your Mythic Pluses, that sort of stuff. Not sure why people are so worried about the best slots. You'll notice very quickly which ones. The thing is, right, that the easiest way to counteract all of this is just to craft all of the legendaries and have them all leveled up, which is what I've been recommending people do for a long time. But if you are just getting into legendaries right now, I understand why people want to focus on 1 or 2 legendaries more so. I don't agree with that method and I don't recommend that method, but it's one of those things that people are going to do anyway. Bonus to Soul Ash in patch 9.1. If you're looking to recraft legendaries and don't have the Soul Ash right now, don't worry too much. Torghast will offer a 50% bonus to Soul Ash when 9.1 launches, allowing you to rerun Torghast layers multiple times in a week for 20% of the Soul Ash, and then you will also be able to... Does that mean Soul Ash is no longer time gated in any way, shape or form? So does that in theory mean that somebody could somebody could ding 60 and grind out the Soul Ash they need for their rank 4 like the same day? Just level all the legendaries, great advice. I only have so much what's the word? I only have so much patience for a system that is very deliberately gated by gold. I only have so much patience for people that are trying to get into legendaries without the gold in the first place. That's a lot of a you problem. I know that sounds almost offensive to some people, but it is a system that is deliberately gold prohibitive. If you don't have the gold to compete properly, you're going to struggle against other people that do. And if you're looking at an optimal way of doing things, the optimal way of crafting and selling the most legendaries is to craft all of them. So then you're covering all bases. Just get rich. What? I know it's a difficult one, and I know it's hard to digest, and I know it sounds a little bit odd, and it's not necessarily the advice that people want to hear. But if you genuinely want to know what the best way to deal with legendaries is, that is it. It is to craft one of everything and then go out and sell it. You don't need 50 million gold to craft one of each. No, when you're starting, crafting one of each is the bare minimum, in my opinion. Bare minimum. Making one of every rank 1 costs probably less than 100k. You're probably right. Make one of everything and then go out and sell it. When it sells, make it again. That is by definition how the crafting system is designed to work. Like, craft it, go out and sell it. And then when you've sold it, craft it again. Now, if you're looking to cheat the system by power leveling or boosting it through, you're going to need a lot more gold to do that. It's just a fact. Give me the mats on the auction house for an acceptable price based on my realm, and I'll craft up my lasts to rank 4. I mean, rank 4 is not even necessary right now. Only rank 3 is, like, anything past rank 3 is a bonus right now. If you get to rank 4, great, but I wouldn't spend gold on deliberately getting there. I've stopped at rank 3 on Tour and Mill. Once I've hit rank 3 on stuff, I'm good. Because you don't really need rank 4 yet. It's another one of those it would be nice to have, but it's not essential. What do you think about crafting the BIS Lego to level up that slot? To get into profit and then level the other ones with the profit? It's an illusion. It's an illusion, and I'll tell you why it's an illusion. Because the most popular legendary, you usually don't make profit on it. Because if you've gone by that methodology, so has everybody else that doesn't really have a lot of gold, which is the majority. If everybody crafts Umberhide legs because they're the most popular ones, I shit you not, Umberhide legs are going to be very close to cost because there'll be too much competition on Umberhide legs. We've seen this all the time, which is why I don't recommend people do it. Because it's an illusion. You would think that it's popularity does not mean profitable. People seem to think that they're linked, that because it's the most popular one, it will be the most profitable one. It's actually usually the other way around. It's often that the most profitable one is the one that is the least popular, and vice versa. That the most popular one, on a reasonably sized realm at least, the most popular one is probably going to be very close to crafting cost at all times. Because everybody's trying to craft and sell it because it's the popular one. If you use LST and only craft when you could actually sell it profitably, you barely need any gold to get started. Well, that is true. It's a slow and steady approach, but you will get there eventually. If you've been slowly but surely crafting and selling legendaries for the last couple of months, you're probably there now. The system is not designed to be power leveled. It would, like, from a fundamental level, The fact that you have to craft 15 of every rank to unlock the next one is a prohibitive method to stop people from power leveling their legendaries. It doesn't mean that people can't power level their legendaries. It just means they are taking a massive risk and using a stack load of cash to be able to do it. It's a massive risk with the possibility of a massive payoff. Did you take the alchemy tab off the cheat sheet? The one from the video I did a while ago, yes. I took it off the cheat sheet because I wasn't really happy with what it was doing. If I'm honest, I wanted to redo it and make it better, and because the cheat sheet for the alchemy one was just focusing on, like, I think I just focused it on one thing. I wanted to make it a little bit more like the vendor shuffle one, that it has all of the potions and all of the flasks and all of that sort of stuff, and would indicate which ones, based on your herb prices, you should look at focusing on and that sort of thing. TLDR, I wanted to make it better, and in the meantime I deleted it because I thought the one that was there wasn't very good. Let's take a quick look at this. Socketing a recrafted legendary. There's been a few discussions about this, and I'm not entirely sure whether I agree with them. But let's take a little look. If you want to socket your recrafted legendaries, you will want to buy the Season 1 socket from Venari. Socketing your legendary with the Season 1 item using Stygia will be much cheaper and quicker than waiting for the Season 2 version. If you're not able to recraft your legendary until patch 9.1, you should buy and hold one of these in your inventory, allowing you to socket your recrafted legendary after the launch of 9.1. We tested using this in patch 9.1 on a rank 4 legendary, and it does work. However, we're unsure if this item works on a rank 5 or rank 6 legendary. Please note that the 9.1 PTR Venari no longer sells this, meaning that if you want to get cheap sockets for your legendaries, you need to buy it now and hold it in your inventory until the patch launches. This is real min-maxy, because the new socketing thing, yes, is no longer, like, Venari's one is going away because it's Season 1. The Season 2 one is, there's apparently a couple of ways to get this. You can get this either through, I want to say there's the Archivist's Codex you can get this through, meaning that you're going to need to zerg the crap out of Korthia. I think there's another way to get this. I can't remember what it is though. But buying a rank 1 socketing item, I would be interested to see what happens when patch 9.1 launches, whether they just grey this out. It wouldn't surprise me if they just remove this completely. So if you buy, I mean, I guess it's a gamble, right? But it's a lot of Stygia to buy one of these on a gamble, when that Stygia could be worth a lot more to you in patch 9.1. I mean, this feels like jumping through a loophole, and Blizzard will, at least in the top end, try and close those loopholes relatively quickly. I don't think that this will work, is my opinion, but maybe. I mean, it doesn't affect us in any way, shape or form. From a goblin crafting perspective, this doesn't matter. But I've heard a few people talk about this, and I'm of the opinion that Blizzard will make it so that this doesn't happen, because it counteracts. Otherwise, you'll have people farming Stygia like an absolute moron to buy multiple of these, so that they then don't have to buy the new ones, which is so anti-Blizzard it's not even funny. Which means I think they will make it so that this doesn't work. Like, in patch 9.1, if you want to put a socket on a piece of gear, you need to use one of these, is what I would imagine will happen. And then watch when the patch launches and it turns grey in your inventory. See, that's the thing, right? That's what I expect it to be. It will either go grey or they'll just delete it full stop, or it doesn't seem like a thing. It sounds to me kind of like, you know, how like if they were to carry over Valor points. It's just not going to happen. It gives people too much of an advantage from playing the last season. The reason they want to make it seasonal is so that it's a fresh start, and it's a fresh start for everybody. I mean, I don't agree with that methodology for an MMO anyway. I think your character progression should, you know, continue forward. But this seems a bit too meta cheesing, I think, for Blizzard to let it happen. But we'll see, who knows? I mean, it could. So, these are the legendaries that our class writers have suggested to recraft for 9.1, and in turn what slot to put them in. This could be very useful for us. This could be very useful. The little star thing indicates that you will not be able to recraft this legendary in the new best slot until after 9.1 launches, because they're adding slots to some of the stuff. So, tanks. Let's see if we can spot any common spots for this. Neck is appearing. Neck and like dual crafting stuff is taking up 50% of these. Look, neck, ring. So dual crafting in total is appearing 4 times on the tanks, along with a back is appearing 3 times. Wrists, waist, wrists. You can see it's all pushing towards the off slot pieces. Healers. What are healers looking like? Once again, rings all over the place. 1, 2 ring. Okay, maybe not all over the place, but neck, ring. Dual crafting doing well here. Legs, back, so tailoring again. Yeah, it's all off. I don't think there's a single raider out there that is going to be Control F ring. So I mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I think it's relatively safe to say. I mean, look at BM Hunter. Look at Hunters. Legs or ring. I mean, let's look. I mean, healers, yeah, cool. Tanks, cool. But where it's going to be, it's DPS classes that you're interested in, because that's the majority, right? You've got Death Knights. Death Knights want dual crafting. Demon Hunters don't care. Feral Druids, Rogues want the ring or the back piece. Or dual crafting, tailoring for a rogue, right? When every single rogue, that's a leatherworking class that doesn't want anything to do with leatherworking. An entire, I mean, I know leather takes up too many classes already, but an entire class that wants nothing to do with the profession that they're meant to. Shamans, back or ring. Bone Shatter gear, dead. Bone Shatter dead. Bone Shatter dead, why? Because survival hunters, if any of them, want the neck. Hunter, dual crafting, legs. Bone Shatter legs are going to be the only thing that sells. And that's not even the best in slot legendary, I don't think, for BM Hunters. Soulforged Embers is pretty good. Dire Command, I don't know if it's had a bump. I actually think that BM Hunter's overtaking MM in the Sims right now. But there we go. If we look at Bone Shatter gear, you've got your Shamans here, Ellie Shamans, back and ring. Ellie Shamans don't want nothing to do with it. Resto, hands and back. Okay, so Bone Shatter gloves, maybe. Maybe. Bone Shatter gloves, maybe. Bone Shatter legs, maybe. Ellie Shaman's ring, hands, so gloves. Bone Shatter gloves. Should we maths this out? Should we maths this out from a goblin perspective? What am I looking for? Notepad. We might turn this into a spreadsheet if we needs to, but let's go. Tailoring. Let's do some numbers here. So let's look at what tailors actually want. So let's go through classes, and is there anything that actually? So we want. What do we want? We want disc priests, jewel crafting, jewel crafting, jewel crafting. Wow, that's not a great start, is it? Is there no melee DPS that uses cloth? There isn't, is there? Okay. Where's all the cloth wearers gone? Ranged. Gloves. Or mittens, should I say. Mittens, and who's using them? Arcane. Arcane mage. Jewel crafting, gloves again, gloves again. Wow, wow. Okay, Shadow Priest, gloves again. Mittens times 1, 2, 3, 4 at this point. Okay, tailoring gloves, bis. Legs as well, possibly, if you happen to be a Shadow Priest that takes this. They're called pants, aren't they? I know they're technically the leg slot. Times 1, which is, who is it? Shadow Priest. What are Warlocks doing? Warlocks are taking the back piece, jewel crafting, jewel crafting, jewel crafting. Oh my days. Oh my days. Tailoring is going to be a real shit show. Now, I guess we should probably put the cape, because the cape is going to get a lot of love from other places, though, I'd say. That's cape times 2 already. Af Warlock and Demo Warlock. Anybody else that is after the back? Probably loads. What? Hello? Okay. I think the cape, tailoring cape is times lots. Guardian 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Cape times 16. Well, that's what you're going to be selling, boys and girls, as for tailoring. You're going to be selling the cape all day long. All day long. This list seems tuned towards raiding. It is, but it also means it will probably go into the class guides, which means it will very heavily dictate the meta. And I'm not expecting this list to be 100% the way that it will go, but this is more of an indication as to what out of each of the professions you're going to look at. Like, let's just let's just call it a tier list. Let's just call it a tier list, even though it's technically not. But it will give you an indication as to what is good, what is hot, and what is not. So tailoring, a heavy emphasis on the cape. The gloves are used by a few different people, and the pants are used as well by shadow priests, but like, meh, whatever. That seems to be tailoring in a nutshell. So let's just double check that. Let's go any cloth wearer. Disc priest is using jewel crafting, jewel crafting, jewel crafting. Mittens, jewel crafting, mittens, mittens, mittens. Okay, so hands are actually 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. There was another one at the top, 5. Gets a little bit more weight. But for the most part, legs once, jewel crafting for everything else. Jewel crafting ring, jewel crafting ring, back pieces. Okay. So that is basically tailoring. If you're tailoring, you're gonna make capes. You're gonna make capes and you're gonna sell them to everybody. It is a fact. Right, let's take a look at umber hide stuff then. Any leather wearers doing, in fact, we can probably put this over here, can't we? You guys can still see that. Any leather wearers. So let's go down the list of leather wearers. Vengeance Demon Hunter is using wrists. Wrists times 1. Who? Guardian Druids using umber hide gear. Neck, jewel crafting, wrists again. Times 2. It's going to be... In fact... back piece for tailoring. Waist. Who be that? Bear again. Brewmaster monks. They're using the waist again. They're also using back pieces, which is accounted for up here somewhere. Resto druids. Legs. Back piece. Monks, we've got wrists. That's wrists times 3. And waist as well. Anybody else that's anybody else. Leather wearers, here we go. Back piece, so tailoring, the waist again. Waist is looking to be a big one for leatherworking. Ferals, jewel crafting, waist, jewel crafting. Waist up to 5. Windwalker monk is using tailoring. Rogues, tailoring, jewel crafting, tailoring, jewel crafting. Oh dear. Oh dear. Balance druids, legs and jewel crafting. You're forgetting to write a fair few classes. Yeah, it's mainly the counter to just give us an indication that's more interesting. I'm just giving people an indication of what's going on. I'm not trying to be inclusive on those, but yeah, I get it. That's it. Holy schmokeroonies. Holy smokeroonies. Okay, that's everything from Umberhide. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, okay. This is going to be funny. This is going to be funny. If you think Bone Shatter's tough to sell now, this is going to be funny. Right. Any mail wearers? Oh boy, oh boy. There's no mail wearing tanks. We have shamans and hunters. Shamans and hunters. Here we go. Shaman. Hands. Gloves, technically. Resto Shaman. Also using dual tailoring. Survival Hunter is a bit of a meme anyway. But his neck, it's dual crafting all the same. Enhancement Shamans, tailoring and dual crafting. Hunters, dual crafting, legs. Who's using the legs? BM. And Ellie Shamans are using dual crafting, hands, and tailoring. Okay, so gloves gets a ×2. Oh my days. Oh my days. Bone Shatter be dead, boys and girls. Bone Shatter be dead. There's theoretically only like 3 specs in the game that even give a damn about Bone Shatter gear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What a sexy font. What is it called? I have no idea. I have no idea. It's called Big Noodle Tilting. I think it's a custom font. I don't think you have it by default. Who's a big noodle? I don't know. Whoever they are, they're tilted. Right, okay. This is getting painful. This is already painful. Leatherworking. Leatherworking's got a problem on its hands. Not only is it being mental expensive to level up, I don't think that you're going to be selling a lot. Obviously, this is entirely based from, I should point out, this is from the viewpoint of raiders. But this is coming from the dudes, the class writers. The class writers have put this together. And I shit you not, if these guys tell you these are the legendaries and these are the slots you need to put them in, this is what 90% of people will do. Regardless of whether they're active mythic raiders or not, this is what they will do because somebody has told them that it's the best thing to do. Devs were thinking, how can we stop the skinning bots? Should we just go ban them? No, that's too much work. I think we should just make them pointless. Hey, it's not far from the truth, you know. It's not far from the truth. I'm an LFR raider? Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's do plate. Let's do plate. Or blacksmithing. For the purpose of our consistency. Right. Plate wearers. Let's see what blacksmithing is looking like. I tell you, I'm leaving dual crafting to last deliberately. Because, you know, you should always save the best till last. Dual crafting is going to be popping. So, plate wearers then. Death Knights, belt, and dual crafting. Belt times what? Oh, hang on. You guys can't see this now, can you? Let me make this so it stops here. Belt times 1 for who? Belt times 1 for blood. Next on the list we have paladins. Belt again. So belt gets a times 2. Bubble boys, protection. Jewel crafting. Prot warriors take tailoring. Plate healers, so holy paladins, jewel crafting, and the waist, which is belt, times 3. Holy pala. Right, now into the DPS side of things. Jewel crafting, waist, times 4. It's looking like a landslide. Frost DKs, tailoring and jewel crafting. Retribution paladins are taking tailoring. Arms warrior are taking waist again. Oh boy, do we sense a pattern? Jewel crafting. Typo and Shadowgast. Thank you. Do we sense a pattern? Shit the bed, that's it. That's legitimate. That's legitimately blacksmithing. Well then. Get crafting belts, blacksmiths. Oh dear. Oh dear. Now. Right. Ring times lots. I'm just getting prepared. Neck times lots. I'm not even going to say who uses them. I'm just going to tell you how many uses them. We're going to do Control F and we're going to do ring. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Ring times 20. Neck. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's basically it. Let me switch these around because I think it's more important for you guys at this moment in time to see just the ridiculousness that is this. Oh boy, that's interesting. Considering this is based upon the class writers for Wowhead, I'm relatively certain in saying this is basically what 90% of people will do. Neck is kind of tricky because the new Mega Dungeon drops a very bis neck for every class. I'm of the opinion there's a lot of confusion about that neck. That neck is what's actually used. It doesn't drop. It's not a drop from the dungeon. It's what you use to activate hard mode. You buy the basic version of it off a vendor. It doesn't drop. It's used to activate hard mode in the dungeon, and it also does state that it's only usable in Tazavesh. So it's I'm of the belief that by the time the game goes live, that won't be a thing. Isn't it a quest reward after you finish hard mode? Only the on-use part is usable in Tazavesh. We don't know that. The proc part is everywhere. We don't know that. until I see it with my own eyes, I don't believe it. I don't believe that the best in slot neck piece will be a sub-item level neck. I don't think Blizzard will do that. But even if they do, let me put it this way. It doesn't matter. It entirely doesn't matter because everybody wants the rings. It doesn't matter. There's 20 classes in the game that want the ring. Or there's 20 different specs, should I say, that want the ring. It does happen. I know it does happen. They may use it as some cheesy way to make sure that people do Tazavesh on hard mode. You know, it's an engagement metric. Blizzard might be being cheeky with it. They might leave it in just to increase the tendency of Tazavesh dungeons. Who knows? But regardless, it is very much time to say that it is going to be the patch of capes and rings. This, for the most part, this rip ore prices. I don't really know what the advice is on the back of this. I tend not to like to give too much of the advice. I prefer to, you know, present the data and let you guys come to your own conclusion with what you're going to do. But that is shocking. That is shocking that there are only 3 specs in the game that will even consider Bone Shatter gear, and even then it's BM hunters who might take the legs. I should preface that they might take the legs, but they're more than likely going to take the ring. So even this one is a 50-50. You got your gloves with your resto shamans and elementals, but they have other options as well. Bone Shatter could be donezo. Leatherworking is not looking very pretty. 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only 10 specs in the game that are even going to consider leatherworking, compared to the 20 that want the ring. Tailoring will live off the back of cape sales everywhere. I still think new Lego crafters would be safer to not rank all Legos. How to nerf leatherworking? Just make their Legos unusable? Yeah, kinda. Kinda. But blacksmithing though, oh my days. Oh my days. If you're not crafting belts, you're not doing blacksmithing right. There's not a single spec in the game that really considers much else than the belt for blacksmithing. So for all of you guys that zoomed Shadowgast Greaves and didn't level anything else, time to do some crafting. I'll still try and sell one of everything. Oh, I will absolutely do the same, true. Absolutely. But this is more of an indication to where I will probably focus my Korthite crystals. Let's put it that way. Let's put it that way. In terms of crafting rank 5s and rank 6s, this is where I will prioritise my focus. I'll still level everything. Well, to be fair, I've already got everything leveled, but yeah, this is where I would if you're going to prioritise your focus anywhere, it's in these slots for these reasons. Blizzard needs to fix their dungeons. Need to get an item from the last boss for a recipe, and it won't let me loot the boss. Oh dear. First 2 crafts are going to be the gloves and the capes for me. It's lucky that all the ingots are going to be used by the jewel crafters. Yeah, it's going to be funny, right? Blacksmiths, stop making legendaries. Just keep making Shadowgast ingots and sell them all to the jewel crafters. Because of course the jewel crafters, unless they have a pocket blacksmith, they need to buy their Shadowgast ingots. Mind you, if it's not looking great, it may mean fewer sellers in the leatherworking markets. Yeah. Yeah, very true. Because it's stupid expensive to level up still. That's going to be the problem, right? Leveling up the professions is still going to cost about the same. If anything, the cost of leveling's going up. And we already know that, like, leatherworking is expensive to level up. If you don't have a pocket BS, what are you doing? Well, I agree with that, but believe it or not, there's still people out there that don't have pocket enchanters. So, but there we go. That's a very interesting read. That's a very interesting read. I would I think we can safely say I know what today's video is going to be. I think I can safely say I know what today's video is going to be. Do you guys want me to put this in the cheat sheet? Should we? I might do that off stream, but it may be worth putting this in the cheat sheet. Let's go with, let's slide it in before. Let's go new sheet. Let's go, we'll call it rename. We'll call it 9.1. 9.1 Lego BIS list. Logo BIS list? No. Rename. Let's try that again. Lego BIS list. We'll slap that in before the legendary ones themselves. Let's copy Rooney. 9.1 crafted Lego BIS list. This is a list of the suggested item slots based on the patch 9.1 raiding and class guide meta. Other slots will still sell, just less frequently. There we go. Let's change our fonty fonts. Right, let's try and format this to make it a little bit tailoring. We're gonna have cape, mittens, pants, best 4 X specs, best 4 16 specs, 5 specs, 1 spec. Examples. Affliction Warlock. Demo Warlock. Looks like I'm going to sell my 30,000 Shadowghast ingots. I tell you what, pre-crafting some Shadowghast ingots is on the list though. Let's not forget that they're on the list. Probably worth looking at Icy Veins in the M+ before making a video about it. We'll see. We'll see. This is, to be fair, this is pretty. All this does is reiterate kind of what I already knew. I knew capes were going to pop off like nobody's business, and the rings, everybody wants them. The fundamentals I already knew. The only things that weren't really quite as apparent was just how bad blacksmithing is looking right now. But yeah, it's a bit gross. like I said, this is not a categorical list. This is more of a list of the suggested item slots. Suggested. This is the point. This is not. You can't ever say that this sort of stuff is categorical. This is the way it's going to be, because you know people will do what people do, which is whatever they want. So waist, wrists, legs. We got 5, we got 3, and we got 2. I'll put the examples in a minute. Leatherworking. In fact, let's just go Umbra, hide. Grim-veiled, Umbra hide. Bone shatter. Bone shatter is going to be gloves and legs by 2 and by 1. Shadow Ghast. Blacksmithing is the belt by 5. Jewel crafting. Ring 20. Neck 9. I'll finish this up later. I'll finish this up later with exactly who it is and whatever. There's no need for me to do this so much on stream. But you kind of get the point, right? You kind of get the point that there's a lot of specs that are all sort of being filtered into much of the same sort of thing. Maybe I should put a link to this post. Copy. No. Based heavily on WoW head class guides, class writers, info. There we go. There we go. That'll do for now. Like I said, I'll pad it up and I'll make it look pretty later. But that's in the cheat sheet for you boys and girls if you want to reference to it. I'll finish that up later today. That's crazy though. Like I said, for the most part, it's just reaffirming what I kind of already thought. That jewel crafting is going to go brr. If you're going to invest in anything legendary-wise, I mean jewel crafting. If you can still get your ore relatively quick, oh my days. Oh my days. And I like jewel crafting as well, because jewel crafting has that sort of that shroud of mystery to it, right? In terms of that, there's a lot of people out there that just don't understand how prospecting works, and in turn it means that it's when it comes to pricing the legendaries, a lot of people make a lot of mistakes. This is on the Discord, right? Yeah, if you jump into the Discord, it's the latest version of the cheat sheet's always linked in the Discord. I'd rather let blacksmithing be unpopular so that it doesn't compete for the ore with jewel crafting. Yeah, I guess. It's just a bit sucky if you're a blacksmith, right? You're going to sell nothing but belts. Lace strike raised to 15 gold a piece, a lithium to 100. I guess it's time to buy a lithium. Hey, yeah, if your lace strike is 15 gold a piece, you can be prospecting a lithium at a win. But don't forget, lace strike for 15 gold a piece already is double what it's already triple what it probably should be. And let's not forget that flying will be a thing. But I shit you not, with those numbers, with the amount of necks and rings that are going to be needed by everybody, the ore prices are going to do some crazy things. The supply, or the demand, sorry, for Jewelcraft, the supply for the ores is going to skyrocket, that's true. Jewelcrafters are going to be buying as much of it as they can get their hands on. And they're going to be buying all of it though, right? Because they're going to be needing to turn it into Shadow Ghast ingots first. then your essences on top of that. It's gonna be crazy days. Crazy days. The Wowhead list already includes M+ Legos for some classes, by the way. I mean, yeah, it was. If you actually look at the list, it kind of goes into. Where's it gone? Let's bring this over here. You'll see it go. It gives you options, right? If you're a BM hunter that's using this, or a BM hunter using this, or a BM hunter using this. So it's trying to sort of say, right, well, okay, Soul Forged Embers is probably good for your raiding kind of thing. Technically, if you want to do best single target damage, you're going to be doing this. So it's sort of, it's not just this class, this spec, this is best. It is actually going through options. Now, the probability is that one will be more preferential than others, but this I still think is, although it's probably wrote from a legendary, a raiding perspective. Like I said, I tend to fall back on the expertise of people that know more than me, and you know, the class writers that Wowhead uses are for the most part very good players, so I'm willing to trust sort of their expertise. If if the Protection Paladin class guide dude says that this is the best legendary and that it should probably go in a ring, I'm somewhat willing to trust them, and because of that, so are probably 90% of the player base going to trust their opinion as well. Leystrite's now gone up to 30 gold. Oh dear, oh dear. Most class discords I frequent consider the Wowhead class guides absolutely terrible. I'm sure they do, because it's an elitism thing. But my point is that whatever is wrote in a class guide on Wowhead or Icy Veins or whatever is what the majority of people will do. Whether it actually sim best or be the best is almost irrelevant. If somebody who is in a position of authority, I guess is the right phrase, although it sounds a bit douchey. If somebody that, you know, puts out a guide on a platform like Wowhead or Icy Veins, there's a very, very strong chance that a lot of people will do it. How do you value the essences? The essence are, they're valued based on how you acquire them. I mean, if you're just buying the essences, then your valuation should be, you know, market price. If you're prospecting for them, you need to know your prospecting rates. You need to know how much ore you have to buy to equal however many essences. So either do some maths or maybe take a look at the Shadowlands cheat sheet that's linked in my Discord. That will give you a good indication of the, right, if I buy 10,000 Leystrite ore and I buy it at this price, how many essences will I get, and then roughly what are those essences worth to me. Maths is your friend with Jawn crafting. There's no getting around it. I've 25,000 Leystrite ore and my smart average buy price is 2 gold 74. Do I sell it or do I level Jawn crafting? Level Jawn crafting. Don't take the one-time payday. Take the consistent, repeated payday. Invest in yourself before you invest in anybody else. But once again, don't always feel the need to listen to a random dude on the internet. Whilst I have a lot of playtime and a lot of experience, a lot of my stuff is, you know, it's my opinion. I obviously appreciate that a lot of people value my opinion, but I also appreciate that people are willing to come up with their own conclusions. Even more jewels to clog up my bags from prospecting. That random dude that plays a bit of WoW. Yeah, I might play World of Warcraft occasionally. Not that frequently, just occasionally, you know. Another 75,000. We're nearly at 500,000 gold on Turin Mill. This is the largest amount of gold I've ever had on this realm. A lot of people are going to want to jump on the Lego train after seeing the Goblins 9.0 profits. And all those new people are going to be funneled into 3 items. Things could get spicy. Oh yeah, yeah, the big goblins out there will the thing to note is, like we said earlier on in the stream though, right? We talked about this a little bit. This is kind of also why I'm not really a big fan of putting out these BIS lists, but what we now know almost categorically is that any new tailor is going to level the cape. Any new jewel crafter is going to funnel materials into the ring. We just know this is going to be the case, right? Which will mean that these capes will be incredibly competitive on the big realms. The rings will become incredibly competitive in jewel crafting. The trick with jewel crafting is going to be able to use all of your materials. It's always been the case, but it's even more so now, right? That people will be prospecting ore, namely lacerite, in large quantities, getting all the different essences to make rings. Then they'll be doing their absolute utmost to sell the next as fast as they can as well. Late to the party, what about next? Will they still sell? I've got over 20,000 essences for next on each of my servers. I think that's a lot of next to craft. I had the idea to keep them for 9.1. Well, it seems to be apparent that there's more specs out there that are going to use the neck than blacksmithing in its entirety, than bone shatter in its entirety, than umberhide in its entirety. It is relatively safe to say jewel crafters are going to have a good time. If they can get their ore, if they can get their essences, jewel crafters are going to have a good time. You just passively play it, not too hardcore or anything? Nah, not at all. Not at all. Wowhead's the ordinary player's authority. You are Goblin authority. We trust you, random dude. Well, thank you. V4 Vodka, how we doing? Welcome, welcome. Right, is that everything up on the auction house though? Once again, we've been distracted by squirrels, and it's taken me 2 hours to relist our auctions. Oops. Right, let's make sure we've covered everything. Let's grab shortfall to bags. Okay, there's a few things there. Guild vault, shortfall to bags. Nothing to move, okay. And let's get that lot posted as well. And considering it's taken us 2 hours to list everything, I think it's probably about time to do a cancel scan over here as well. Have we sold anything? Oh boy, we've actually been selling stuff. Well, there we go. We sold a rank 3 pair of Umberhide arm guards. Are people listening already? Is Umberhide arm guards on the list? Yep, Umberhide arm guards. Maybe I should give these their actual name. Arm guards. Is this called is it Umberhide, what is it called? Umberhide belt? Umberhide. The waist is it just called belt? No. Waist guard. Waist guard. Waist guard, arm guard, and leggings. To give them their correct name. Grim-veiled cape is the cape. Mittens is the gloves, right? Yeah. And do they just call them pants? Yeah, Grimvel Pants, there we go. Bone Shatter. Is it Bone Shatter Pants as well? No, it's Bone Shatter Greaves, okay. What are the gloves called? Gauntlets. Gauntlets? Somebody can't spell. Gauntlets. Shadowgast. Shadowgast belt is called a waistguard. And the ring is a ring and the neck is a neck. Or technically it's necklace. Wow, there's no 235 Shadowgast rings on one of the largest realms in the EU. Oh boy, jewel crafting gonna go crazy. Oh, I love this. Sharpshooter, I will hydrate. Thank you very much. Just hit Exalted with a Wild Hunt just in time for 9-1. Say hello to 100 gold arboreal shards. Let's do some material scouting and see what's going on. Leystrite, 10 gold apiece. You know what's mad? You know what's mad? Is I'm tempted to buy it at 10 gold apiece. Anything single digit right now is a maybe, is a yeah, go on then. On the premise that there is not a single rank 4 Shadowgast ring on the server, I'm very tempted to just sneaky all of this. Should we just take all of it? It's crazy, right? Because the market value on Leystrite ore right now is dipping. But where do we think it's going? That's the question. Where do we think the price of this is going? And I'm going to find it very hard to believe it's going anywhere but up. An additional 17,000 Leystrite could do some serious work for leveling jewel crafting. How much of it have I already got? I've only got 2,000 of it left, you see. What are the essences looking like? Haha, all the essences have been reset, look. People are playing catch up. So look, even the Essence of Torment is 486 gold apiece. Where's our cheat sheet? Let's do numbers. Let's trust in the maths. Trust in the maths. If you're getting, where's our prospecting sheet? If we're getting Leystrite ore, yeah, you can pay up to 12 gold apiece for Leystrite ore and still get your essences for 400 gold apiece. It's actually the zone specific ores that you should probably start looking at. Because if your Leystrite is 10 gold apiece, you can pay in theory up to 20 gold apiece for the zone specific stuff and actually come out winning. I tell you what I need. I need a custom price source that averages out the current listing price for the 4 zone specific ores. Because if the average of the 4 zone specific ores is less than double what it is to cost buy Leystrite, you should buy zone specific ores. But the zone specific ores are also going to get bought out for the purpose of blacksmith. It's going to go bonkers. It's going to go bonkers. Mining, ores, going to go bonkers. Somebody's listening. Somebody's listening. That's funny. Zan, I'm watching you. Remember when everybody was recommending Callous Hide Arbitrage? Yeah. Short question in between. Does the enchanter need to be 60 to craft the Lego reagents? No. This dude is level 49 and he's my enchanter. They do need max skill though, obviously. They need to be 115 out of 115. The Elythium ore is cheaper than Leystrite for the essences by the Elythium. Yeah, there's a 10x multiplier. So Elythium ore, for example, is 78 gold a piece. Based on these prices, you should be buying and prospecting Elythium. It's already pretty bonkers, to be honest. My trend data on ores shows them all up between 12 to 30% in the last 2 weeks regionally. I think it's generally got something to do with the fact that people in the EU are just more cautious about what is happening with the market prices. I am very tempted to go over to Sylvanus actually and take a little bit of a look at what's going on over there as well. Because I'm not stocked up as high or as heavy as I think I should be. 420 on the callous hides. 420 on the callous hides, anybody? Do we reckon we're going to get like 600-700 gold a piece for the heavy callous hide again? It's going to be interesting, right? Because people are going to assume that the leatherworking stuff is going to double in price. But, you know, based on this, there's not a huge amount of stuff going on here that actually wants the leatherworking stuff. And even then, let's look at this, for example. Most of the leatherworking stuff, it's actually only the tanks that want it. Bears, Brew Boys, Vengeance Demon Hunters, Bears again. It's not a huge amount of like DPS classes that even want Umberhide stuff. Healer. I mean, you got your Boomkin, sure. But, oof. Ore and silk all day long, baby. Yeah, it looks like it could be the way. Looks like it could be the way. Callous Hides 475 on my round, getting there. Yeah. Confused about buying ores now. A lot of people are coming back for 9-1 plus flying equals a massive ore supply. Why not buy them now? Why not buy them now if they'll be... Oh, sorry, why buy them now if they'll be cheaper in 9-1? Well, the thing is what you can never do is you can never know whether the price is categorically going to go up or down. Because there is multiple variables in play, right? Yes, people will get flying in week 2. Yes, that will mean that it's easier to gather ore. But what we also know is every motherfucker's going to be a jewel crafter. So, it's pretty difficult to, you know, say for definite. But right, boys and girls, I'm going to take another break for 2 minutes. I need to go grab another drink, otherwise I die. Pretty simply. Occupy yourselves for 2 minutes. Maybe give that, you know, get your poking finger on the go and give that give the sub button a poke. See what happens. Magical things happen, I've heard. Anyway, I'll be back with you boys and girls in 2 minutes. Alrighty. Dude, this background music, most of the time people can't even hear the background music. Only if you, it tends to be only if you've got headphones on the go that you can even hear the background music, which is exactly why I want it to be, by the way. I want it to be so that, you know, it's by definition, it's music that's in the background. I'd try to keep it quiet enough so that, you know, people can play their own music over the top of it and it'll just drown it out. Logged in and saw 1.6k of neglected mail expired. Oh dear. That's a lot of mail to expire. Ouch. Right, where are we at then? Where are we at? I've got loads of gold to buy stuff if I need to buy stuff. Everything's getting expired. Soul dust, 18 gold, 19 gold a piece. Come on, jeez. Enchanters, can you not do some work here, please? Lightless Silt, 17 gold a pop. Everything is slowly but surely disappearing. Shards at 40 gold a piece. Tell you what, that heavy desolate leather's looking tasty. How much of this? We'll have that. Yoink. Saves me crafting it. I guess something that might be worthwhile looking at is our other account's logged off. We need to get that back online for starters. Let's look at where we stand currently with our legendaries and see if we need to make any speedy adjustments. Zan loves to shuffle dust and shards. Ask him for some. You're right, he does. Zan, do me a loan of 50 million soul dust, please. Let's take a look where we stand with jewel crafting, considering, given the opportunity, we should probably zerg it a bit further than what we have. Once my game decides to load. If it's going to be slow, we're going to do a cancel scan. Whoa! World of Warcraft is not responding. Has it fixed itself? Hang on. Please hold. Have I booked the system? No, it's still working. It's good. We're fine. We're fine. We're good. We're good. We're good. Although my cancel scan doesn't seem to... Oh, it is doing something. Cool. Right. Do we have any materials? Do we have any? Let's have a look. We probably need to redo this list from yesterday. Rings and necks, where are we at here? We have a lot of work to do. Okay. We are nowhere near as far forward with the rings or the necks as I would like to be. We do have a few essences kicking about already, but not a lot. We could do with more. Do you think it'd be worth to start legendary crafting from scratch? Not unless you have a fair amount of gold. Not unless you have easily a few million gold to spare. But it's also it's a very different question if you're talking about tailoring or if you're talking about leatherworking. It depends on the profession. There may be some that is worth looking at, but it's to do anything speedily and drastic is going to need a lot of gold behind it to support it right now. I could do with some arboreal shards though. I could do with crafting a few more of these because I think I'm actually out of stock. My shadow gas rings, I think I've just genuinely sold everything of my shadow gas rings. Capes are looking spicy. Yeah, tailoring capes will be a good one. Do you think that the enchanting materials will go up in price? Well, the enchanting materials are often very heavily linked to whatever the price of the cloth or the leather or whatever that makes the items that then gets disenchanted to make those materials is. Now, the default materials, like your shrouded cloth and your desolate leather, for example, and your pallid bones, isn't really going to change in price all that much. So the actual enchanted mats, so your soul dust, sacred shards, is probably not going to change all that much in value. The difference will be, though, is that people will use a lot more of them, and that will require a lot more people to be actively disenchanting to make those materials, which may mean their price goes up a little bit. Yeah. Tailoring and jewel crafting with 100k in the bank. I would craft. I mean, with 100k in the bank, you could craft one of everything and then go out there and sell it. But it's not going to leave you with a lot of gold, you know, kicking about. With 100k in the bank, I mean, you can get started, but you're certainly not going to get too far before patch 9.1. Put it that way. Twilight bark, 300 gold a piece. Oh, I can buy the stuff from a vendor. Okay, before we go too deep into this though, what I like to try and do now is to ensure that, you know, my fundamentals are sorted before we craft anything legendary. So we deselect base legendary items, we do a restock on everything that's not legendaries. We've got 100k worth of cost of stuff that's not legendaries. Will make us 50k profit. So I like to get this. I call this my bread and butter. The bread and butter crafts out the way first. And then with any gold or materials we have spare after we've completed this list, that can then be chucked into legendaries. And we know then that we've got like a fallback of lots of stuff that's going to keep stuff ticking over nicely. So from a blacksmithing perspective, let's do some gathering real quick. For reference, I am using TSM 4.11, which makes this whole process much easier. We need to make some crafter's marks, we need to buy some lithium ore, we need some lacerite settings, we need a whole bunch of stuff actually. So let's open our task list. Let's grab the basic stuff we need. Lacerite settings we can get from over here somewhere. Jewel crafting supplies, I think. Buy the lacerite settings. We need some novice crafter's marks. We need some shadow gas ingots, which means we need some lithium ore, and we need to make some crafter's mark 2s. Okay, well let's get those on the go, making those real quick. Those are crafter's mark 2s. I genuinely do need to just sit down and make 1,000,000 of these. While we're doing that, let's buy some materials. Let's grab up some of this lithium ore. Let's hope it's not... Oh, we're midway through a cancel scan. Oops, I totally forgot. Well, while we're doing some crafting in the background, do some auctioning in the foreground. Stocked up on heavy callous hide. Should I level up the leather wrist? Leather, yeah, the leather wrist looks to be a relatively safe one, but there is a scarily low amount of people that actually want leatherworking stuff. Scarily low amount of people, considering 50% of the game technically can wear either leather or mail. When you take into look at it at a class by class basis. It's mostly tanks that are interested in umberhide gear, generally speaking. What about 5 mil plus the stuff left in my bags? Leveled up tailoring, leather, half of mail, half of jewel crafting. Oh, you're at minus 5 mil with... Oh, okay, so you've spent 5 million gold and you've got X, Y, and Z. See, that sounds about right, you know. Sounds about right. It's almost 4, so I'm going to head to bed. Sleep well, Sharkshooter. Oh, I've just realised you yoinked yourself a VIP for the day as well. You managed to get it for 2 days, GG. We didn't play Boomers today, did we? It was too hot for me to set up Boomers. People are already selling the legs like crazy on my realm. Sold several rank 4s with 80k profit. Go on. That's the profit we love to see. The new 9-1 Covenant legendaries from the vendor, like the current base legendaries. How do we mean? It's just they're new legendary powers. They're Covenant specific powers. A lot of balanced druids will switch legs. Yeah, I mean, I imagine Boomkins probably will. For reference, what's in here, minus the classes that use it, this is now in the cheat sheet as well. So go and check the Shadowlands cheat sheet if you want to see it like yourself. There's a new sheet. I've put it right at the beginning. 9.1 Lego Bis list. That just basically tells you this. Like I said, I've not filled it out fully yet, but you can at least go and see it. These are like the quantitative classes that are going to look at using the different items. And you can bet your ass I'll turn it into a video for YouTube later today, so... Problem is, one of the BOE slots is also legs for leather. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, that's one thing that I haven't really taken into consideration. That the new BOEs will obviously take preference, I would imagine as well. But when you have 5 slots, this is why. See, it's funny, right? That Blizzard said, "Oh yeah, we're taking out tier sets because you know tier sets take up 5 slots." So what did they do? They just added domination sockets, which then take up 5 slots. It's like it's this whole. It makes it so difficult to actually believe anything that Blizzard says when they're so hypocritical. What they say and what they do is almost 2 different things. Plus, we already know that tier sets are coming back in 9.2 anyway. It's just that Blizzard just love to take things away from us so that they become the hero when they give them back. It's seriously odd, but if you play this game for long enough, you've seen it 4 or 5 times. That they'll take something out of the game. It's like flying at the beginning of every expansion, right? Oh no, you have to experience the game on foot first, and then we'll give flying back, and we'll be the heroes because we give everybody flying back. Well no, you took it away to begin with. Can anybody say flight whistle? I'm still waiting on that return. Irritates me so much, as well as people who say no flying is great, they can just bog off. The thing is it would be a perfectly valid argument if they'd never given us flying in the first place. But the problem is when you've had the luxury of flying all over the place, it just becomes a massive frustration when you don't have it. And the last thing that a game developer wants to do is incite frustration in its player base. Because guess what? People who get frustrated for too long quit the game. It's real simple. And it could be something as simple as not being able to fly from A to B that can do that. I dread to think how many people quit Shadowlands relatively quickly because they just could not stand running through the moor. And that's what they were, in essence, funneled into doing. If they wanted to be competitive with raiding and get their conduit upgrades and get their gem slots, they had to farm the moor, whether they liked it or not. Especially with a zone like Revendreth. I love Revendreth, but until I get flying, I'm not going anywhere near it because it's a nightmare to navigate. Just doing your world quests out there is so annoying because I have to go the long ass way and I have to take lifts and all sorts of stuff. But as a zone, it is beautiful. One of the best zones that they've ever made, in my opinion. But without flying, it's impossible to navigate. I nearly quit over the moor. Ah, yeah, I know a lot of people did. A lot of people would have done. Whoa, 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 what's going on here? Just as I need to buy some Elythium ore, you mother... Oh, there's me saying, yeah, I'll just casually go get some Elythium ore real quick. Oh, it's funny. It's relatively safe to say people are watching. There's a game for people who want to force no flying Oz. It's called Classic. Wasn't it 70 gold 5 minutes ago? Yeah, it was. Right then. If that's the way we're going to play it. If that's the way we're going to play it, I'll craft some other stuff then. Right, let's go. Snooze, you lose. Exactly. Still not cleared the moor even on my main. Neither have I. I mean, I got enough. I did enough with Venari to unlock Crafter's Mark 2, and then I've basically never stepped foot in the moor since, outside of, you know, just collecting some souls once a week. And even that is a, you know, stand in between 3 spawn points and pick them up kind of thing. It's, yeah, the exact opposite of streamer luck. Renown catch-ups against me. 15 Battlegrounds 1 and only 1 Renown. You're Renown 12. On that basis then, I would probably stop doing Battlegrounds. I think Renown catch-up through PvP is best done through Arena. Phaedrum, Oxane, Sinvir, all 80 to 100 gold apiece. Oh dear. Oh dear. We don't need to have completed the Moor campaign, do we, for 9-1? Not by my recollection, no. Basically, we just leave the Moor as it was. The new quest line just supersedes everything that you've done there. Or, in this case, not done there. Not sure why I'm making these Shadowghast ingots now, considering I'm not going to get my lithium ore, because you guys are sneaky schnickies. Right, I need to go buy a load of materials, and then tell everybody that I need to buy that same material, and you suckers can all go pay my premium price for it. What were the sockets you were referring to? In regards to what? We've been talking about multiple different what the item that you buy from sockets to you buy them from Venari to add sockets onto your gear. Bought everything on Sylvanas as well. Fair enough. 25 more renown to go for my Dawn Crafter. 6 crafters to catch up. Need to spread activities. Therefore, I've chosen to run Battlegrounds and just AFK. Bad person, I know. I thought something new was coming up. Well, there's the Domination sockets. The new raid gear is going to have a Domination gem socket on it for a special type of gem. Which, annoyingly, is Dawn Crafters have nothing to do with. But it's basically meaning that a piece of gear with a Domination socket on it will take preference over a legendary. So it's meaning that legendaries are just doing a complete switch around. Doing LFR on one account, tagging and AFKing whilst doing dungeons on the other. Oh god, people are resorting to real degenerate ways to get renown, obviously. Oh dear, oh dear. Can't say I don't find it funny though. Right, we're not going to be able to craft anything anyway. Let's can this whole let's craft what we can craft. Just go gadget go. Go gadget go. To be fair, I probably should be grinding renown on a couple of my characters as well. That would, in theory, be the sensible thing to do, but we'll see. Can you earn renown from example normal runs if you already did LFR? No, you only get one opportunity at loot a week with LFR even. Yeah, you can't rinse and repeat LFR unfortunately. Do we need a stockpile of anima for 9-1? I wouldn't say a stockpile, but a few thousand of it will definitely be helpful. There is, it depends how geared those characters are. Because you can buy something called a Corthian armament that costs 1,000 Stygia that gives you an item level 200 piece of gear. Now those 200 item level bits of gear can and will also be upgradable through extended play in Corthia. So they're kind of worth. If you have, like I said, I wouldn't go out of my way to farm much more than a couple of thousand Stygia. At this point, just, you know, go out. If you play on the EU, go out and make sure you've done Venari's quests today, and then do them again tomorrow, and you should be golden. You'll be fine. Oh, you said anima. I don't really think there's much of a use as a stockpile for anima. Sorry, my bad. I'm so used to talking about them all. Anima's just what it is. Not to mention the anima drought is way less of a thing in patch 9.1. You're going to be spending most of your time in Corthia, and before too long, Corthia just starts throwing anima at you. Especially if you're doing your daily quests and killing the rares and collecting treasures and stuff, anima's just thrown at you. Which should be good for all of us trying to get our mission tables up and running, and upgrading our covenant. Because technically, if you want to do some maths at it, the first 60,000 or so anima that you gather on a single character should, in theory, be pumped into your covenant to upgrade it. But I understand how that's very expensive to begin with. Why is my game lagging so hard when crafting these? I don't think it should be, should it? My game's having a bit of a heart attack every time I press the craft button. I think that's a TSM thing. Yeah, I'm relatively aware of it being a TSM thing. Mine also lags when using the TSM interface. Yeah. I guess the sensible thing to do then is to just let that do its thing in the background. Get a cancel scan on the go. What are we selling? We selling good stuff yet? We selling good stuff? We're selling just stuff. Just stuff. Like I said, this is the bread and butter stuff. Obviously, I would love TSM. It's a your computer kind of thing. Yeah, maybe. I would love to be selling more legendaries, obviously. But the bread and butter of our goal making right now is coming from just, you know, stuff. Leveling gear, basic crafted gear. It's doing us well so far. It's not going to make us super rich anytime soon, but we're getting there. Such Blizzard bullshit. Log in to see if my calling has a renown. It does. I complete it ASAP. Hand it in. No renown. Yeah, that's happened a few times. That's like, it's really annoying. This is why I only ever try to do my callings one at a time. Because if you accidentally complete two that both give you renown, there's a very strong chance that you'll hand one in and then the renown will disappear from the other one. And it's like, well, why did I then waste 45 minutes completing that calling? Yeah, it's annoying. I get it. I get it. Safe to say the catch-up system is not perfect, you know? For the gold, oh yeah, for those mad stacks. Mad stacks. No, once we get flying though, trust me, once we get flying, actually going and doing callings will be so much simpler. Because you forget that 90% of your actual time is spent travelling from A to B. Once we can get from A to B faster, because we just fly there in a straight line, actually doing your callings and completing world quests and killing rares and collecting treasures and doing all of that sort of, all the things will be much easier. Even just the Venthyr campaign will be easier. Yeah, true. Then what do you do? Complete that calling the day after? Well, I mean, in theory, you could kind of just wait. If it's one that, you know, doesn't expire for a couple of days, you could wait and hope, but it's still a bit, you know, a bit stupid. My friend does his callings every 3 days on 10 characters to make gold. I mean, it works. If it works, I mean, it's guaranteed gold, right? There's a huge percentage of the player base that just, you know, values raw gold way more than anything else. And in that regard, then sure, yeah. But there is no way you'd get me completing 30 callings in a day every 3 days. Just wouldn't happen. Can you imagine if I tried to stream that? Literally every single stream every day would just be me doing callings. So yeah, that's not happening. Instead, I'll sit and I'll scroll my mouse wheel because that's way more fun, right? For the content. I should probably sit up in my chair as well, you know, get my posture in check. Takes me about an hour to do all 3 on average. Yeah, doing that on 10 characters every 3 days. No, sorry. Have we finished crafting in the background? Oh, we have finished crafting in the background. Right, let's get the next one on the go. Oh, no. These stupid things only stack to 20. I thought these things stacked to 100. That's why I'm making 100 of them. That's gross. I forgot about that. Oh, well, whatever. Do callings on your alts should be your largest coffee bean sink. Hey, if you want to, you know, mentally hurt me, force me to do callings, yeah, that would probably do it. You don't think that people have multiple accounts and multi-box them? I mean, they might do. I'm still very aware that people, especially in the top end raiding guilds, they will multi-box their like more quests and all sorts of stuff. Because if they can do 3 accounts at the same time in the time it would normally take them to do 1.5, it's a win, right? But you got to remember, people that are doing that are rarely doing it from a goal making perspective. They're doing it because they want rep, or they're doing it because they need something else. Why would I take one character through them all when I can do 3 to 8 at once? Well, exactly, yeah. This is it, right? The grosser that Blizzard makes some of these zones and the grinds, just the more degenerate people will be when it comes to completing them. They'll find every loophole in the system and they'll jump through it just to, you know, alleviate some of the grind. And the problem then comes though, right? It becomes like a vicious feedback loop, right? It means that next patch or next tier, Blizzard makes something even more gross to slow people down. Or they just don't bother. Yeah, I was going to say that the larger majority is probably people that just, they look at it, they go, it's going to take me how long to do this? Nah, I'll go do something else. Not happening. Not today. Kind of the reason I like making gold making, like gold making, and like making gold in general. It's an activity that you can 100% do it at your own pace. There's rarely any progression-based grinds that need to be completed, apart from everybody grinding renown right now so that they can craft legendaries in the new patch. But that came as a bit of a surprise to everybody. It's something you can entirely do at your own pace without really much external factors sort of forcing you down one path or another. If I don't want to recraft tailoring items today, I don't do it. There's nobody kind of like forcing me to, but if I do it, there's a, an incentive and a bonus for me to do it, which is what I like. Right, let's get these Leystrite skeleton keys. We're only crafting 86 of them, which gives me an indication that we've actually sold some. Sold 86 of them. 11 gold a piece, cost us 6 gold a piece to make. Not at the moment they don't. Not at the moment they don't. That's based on my way previous Leystrite price. That I got to be careful of. I need to buy some more Leystrite, update my smart average buy price real quick. You don't need to be playing with anybody else either. I know it's slightly counterintuitive to, the nature of an MMO. Like, it's not very massively multiplayer online if you're just doing everything by yourself, but, Not when I can have just as much fun playing with myself. I'm really hoping that we're still talking about World of Warcraft here. Right, this appears to be... What are we being limited by? We're being limited by a lithium ore. Of course we are. Of course we are. Anybody want to sell me some lithium ore for like, I don't know, 80 gold? I ain't paying 250 gold, you scam artists. You absolute scam artists. God damn. Maybe I should hide which profession I'm going to do next. Just so you guys don't fuck me over. Whole market gets reset. Seems to be the way, right? Mantheus says he needs to buy some lithium ore. Everybody runs to the auction house, buys all the lithium ore, tries to sell it back to the rich goblin for 250 gold apiece. Start streaming with a delay. Yeah, it kind of kills the stream pretty quick though then, that doesn't it? Kind of kills the stream pretty quick. It amazes me that people can run a live stream with delay. Like, I mean, I guess at that point you are literally streaming nothing more than your expertise. If you have zero personality, sure, stream with a delay. I get it, but... Two, one to go. Done. Right, let's get all of this sent where it needs to go then. I have a sneaky feeling that some of this stuff doesn't have mailing operation. Blacksmithing. Weapon mods. Oh, it does have a mailing operation. Good. All of it does. Nice. Let's get it gone. Let's get it gone. And it's gone. Let's get it listed. No point crafting it if we're not going to sell it. Now, midday on a Tuesday is probably not the best time to try and sell these sorts of things, but yeah, you know. You know. We'll worry about that later. TSM, auctioning, go gadget go. Still so many occasions, not in this list of stuff, but where things are getting posted at like normal price and things. I guess there's not a huge amount of people that have fully integrated new TSM setups yet. I mean, I think I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, but if I was able to put together a full TSM 4.11 professions grouping setup, I think it's relatively safe to say you guys would want that, right? If I go to the effort of making like 4.11 groups. No, don't please. To be honest, I was already looking at resetting Elysium. Your cheat sheet and the amount of essences you can get from it persuaded me. Ah, so it was my own fault. It's my own goddamn fault. How's the new spreadsheet for only subs and Patreons looking? Work in progress. I'm working out the ins and outs of making it fancy and smart and do some clever things. It was a higher priority for me before we got a release date for patch 9.1. It's kind of dropped down the priority list a little bit. More in terms of, I would rather make sure that the basic spreadsheet for everybody is, you know, good and up to date. But it will happen. It will happen. I'll make a super smart, super clever, super powerful one for the supporters out there. That's not to dishearten my supporters, my subs and my Patreons and stuff. I'm still very thankful for you, obviously. Before 9-1? Probably not before 9-1, considering I'm away at the weekend. Please make it pink. Yeah, I'll make it pink, and I'll hard code it so that it can't be changed. Oh, that would be funny. Ooh, rank 4 Grim-Veiled Cape. Rank 4 Grim-Veiled Cape. Well, 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 there's a surprise. There's a shock to the system. There's a shock to the system. Who would have thought that tailoring capes might be popping off right now? I kind of don't feel so bad for not buying any Alethea ore now. I don't need to worry about it. I've made a nice sale on a cape. Wow. Maybe it is the time to be selling shaded sharpening stones. Sold 20 of them at 70 gold a piece. Go on. Right, jewel crafting next. Same scenario. Craft what we can already craft. It's 40k gold on Twisting Nether. To be fair, that price felt pretty cheap actually. I mean, it's hard to argue considering they cost like 6k to make. But although, to be fair though, they probably don't cost 6k to make anymore. Since the lightless silk is spiked in price. But when I made them, then yeah, they probably were good. What is lightless silk right now? Lightless silk, my days. Smart average buy price on lightless silk right now is less than 20 gold. I'm wondering if I should just make a boatload of rank 4 capes. Just, you know, because they're profitable. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to press this button, and then I meant to press this button, and then I meant to go here, and then I meant to go here, and I meant to go lightless silk. What's it pricing all of this at? Just out of curiosity. 20 gold a piece, making enchanted lightless 53. Times 2 and then 13 gold. Yeah, I guess that's about right. And if it's using lightless silk at 53 gold a piece, yeah, that makes sense. It's still working everything out right. Yeah, I should probably be making a bunch of those then. Let's see. I should stop telling you guys what I'm going to craft next, shouldn't I really? That didn't work out fantastically for me a minute ago. I should learn from my own lessons. Oh my god, the lag on TSM when you craft at the moment is gross. Then we'd have no reason to be here. Just stay the fuck off my realm. No, the more competition, the better. Like, that's what makes this game fun for me. If there was no competition, it'd be boring. That's kind of why I got bored with... I mean, this sounds egotistical, right? But it's kind of the reason I got bored with Sylvanas. because there was only 4 or 5 of us that were constantly crafting and selling stuff, and there was almost a gentleman's agreement between us to just, you know, you can do your cancel scanning all day, but don't deep undercut. It was almost a gentleman's agreement, which basically meant that we were all just selling like stupid amounts of legendaries all the time. And while it was good for making gold, it wasn't fun. This is why I love like new patch time, new expansion time. I love chaos. Like one of the most fun things for me about goal making is like gaining an advantage during the chaos, right? When everybody is like, materials are going up, they're up in price, they're dropping like a rock the next day, people are crafting stuff, people are trying to sell stuff, there's undercuts going on. If you can come out ahead victorious from the chaos, it's a lot more fulfilling than, you know, just being given a free win, you know. I guess it's the same reason to why, you know, people do mythic raiding instead of LFR. The fact that if it's too easy, it's not fun. Loved riding the wave of material price fluctuations during the early weeks of Legos, hoping for something similar this time. Yeah, that was good fun. It really meant that those... See, it was... that was fun because it meant those that actually put the time and effort in to buy their materials at the cheapest price, knowing that, you know, on a Sunday evening, your materials are really cheap. By Tuesday afternoon, they're twice the price. Like, those that were proactive won. And it was those that were proactive that were still in the game 4 months down the line that then really won. Yes, I agree. That was definitely fun. I think there'll be a little bit of a shock to the system because it was discussed a little bit earlier in terms of the fact that everybody will have seen just how crazy the legendary market was for goal making in 9.0. It's not going to be anywhere near as profitable for as many people this time round. I don't feel. Because there's a huge barrier to entry for the new legendaries. Monstrously large barrier to entry. At the beginning of the expansion, there wasn't really any barrier to entry to the legendary market. Like, because everybody was crafting rank 1s and selling rank 1s. There was no barrier to entry other than having a level 60 character. Now, it's of the situation where you cannot create rank 5 and rank 6 legendaries for leatherworkers or with leatherworking unless you have already invested millions of gold into that profession. Because there arguably isn't really, although this Vestige of Origins thing is kind of quoted as being a catch-up system, it's only catch-up once everybody's already got their legendary. So this time round, it's going to be an even more exclusive market. You may end up there being like only 2 or 3 people on smaller realms that are actually even able to craft these new legendaries. Especially considering some of the slots changed. Is there anything on this list that's is dead now but is going to be monstrous? I mean, I guess the neck. Although the neck is it's dead now, but everybody has sort of passively leveled up the neck anyway by, you know, prospecting and getting essences. The plate belt, is this a dead one now? Leatherworking waist and wrists went from the worst to the best. I think you're right. I mean, like I said, I never paid a huge amount of attention to like BIS lists, but yeah, I think you're kind of right, you know. Belt is dead now, I think, yeah. This is also in the cheat sheet, yes. It's not as pretty yet. I've not finished it, but we brainstormed this. Well, it's not so much brainstorming. I just basically yoinked it from a Wowhead article, but you know what I mean. This is now in the cheat sheet. But yeah, I guess it's going to really limit anybody that just meta-slaved their leveling of legendaries. Had an advantage in 9.0, but that advantage is not going to be an advantage then, I guess, going forward. As if you were a blacksmith, you made, what was it, Shadowghast Greaves. You just made Shadowghast Greaves and you won. With Bone Shatter gear, it was helm and shoulders. I bet there's people out there that don't have anything but helm and shoulders, maybe treads leveled. I bet there's people that don't have the legs and they don't have the gloves leveled up at all. Because they weren't meta in 9.0, and because they were quote unquote dead slots, they never leveled them. But those that did go out of their way to level them now have a stinking advantage. Plate waste was meh before. Well, there we go then. There we go. When the meta switches, it switches hard. But this is crazy. This is just bonkers. This is gonna do some interesting stuff, right? This is gonna all the more be about getting your ore cheap. What's this? What were we being linked? Did you call it Leo? What the hell is this, dude? Leo! Alright, sure. You've linked me a video that's got nearly 40,000 views from a dude that's got 16 subs. Okay. Is this some meme that I don't understand? It feels like a meme I don't understand. It's a super old ad for a chocolate cookie named Leo. Ah, okay. Yeah, it's a meme I don't understand. Since you called it Leo in your spreadsheet, did I? Oh god, you grammar Nazis, holy Christ. Man can't go 5 minutes without getting... Jesus. Better now? Absolute bunch of grammar Nazis, it's outrageous.
You just lost $5.
Hey, Little Louvre with a gifted sub, appreciate it my man, thank you, thank you. Sinev, there's your sub. Welcome, welcome. Sinev, I have no clue how to say your name, but congratulations, have your gifted sub. And thank you very much to Little Louvre for gifting it. It was the wine spelling, it probably was. It was the wine talking, boys and girls, it was the wine. It was the wine that we're not drinking today. It was the wine that we're not drinking today. You also typed Shadowghast wrong for 2 hours ago. Don't know if you fixed it yet. I did. Somebody pointed that out as well. See, I don't need spell check. I've got 114 spell checkers. or if the Twitch viewer number is correct. Thanks, boys and girls, appreciate it. What are we making here? Oh, we're still making doublets. Peaked higher than Saturday. The stream's doing really well recently. Can't complain. Cannot complain. But there's lots of hype around the game again, so I imagine it's bringing lots of people back. So if you are old school and if you're returning, welcome back. Good to see you again. Hope you're enjoying. I'm still here. Do you think the new jewel crafting rings at 230 item level will do good at the start? Well, the problem is they're very heavily time gated. Jewel crafters are not going to be able to make those until they're at least tier 4 with the Archivist Codex, which is going to take a couple of weeks for people to achieve. But what we already do know is that yes, people will want that gear. People like it will become one of those things that is you know how like if you ding 60 now, the first thing you do is go to the auction house. You buy a set of 168 gear and a Dark Moon trinket. That meta will switch to you'll go to the auction house, you'll buy a 200 level set of gear, probably still a Dark Moon trinket, but you'll buy one 230 item level piece of gear as well. And there's a good chance that that could be the ring. Because it's, you know, it's when you have 2 ring slots, it's much harder to replace. It's going to last a lot longer, which is the way a lot of people look at it. What do you think of the green crafter gear? Is it dead because of 87 117 blues? No idea. No idea. No, I don't think so. 230 ring with a gem slot is good in my opinion. It's good in many people's opinion, that's for sure. Because I see you crafting a bunch of it now. I just craft what sells. Like, if you see me crafting it now, it means that I've already crafted it and I've already sold it. Which is a good indication that it's worthwhile. So, yeah, these 87 rings obviously sell nicely. The default item level 100 ones, I mean, it makes no sense, right? Because they both require level 50, but they've obviously sold at some point. Is that everything we can do with jewel crafting without buying material? It's malleable wire we need. Why are we missing wire? Surely we shouldn't be missing wire. We can just buy that from the vendor here. Where's the jewel crafting fella? And luminous flux. Why are we missing these materials that are vendor materials? Keep going. Let's keep that crafting going. Still true to say that the 168 stuff is sort of the best sellers. It's super cheap on this realm though. Super cheap. Look at the regional, it's a little bit hard to see on the stream, but the regional average price for a 168 ring is 1400 gold. They're listed for 250 here. What add-on is it again that shows the item level on the Legos? Well, you need to use both Bagnon and then there's a separate mini module called Bagnon item level or something, which is what I used to use. I don't actually use it anymore, but it's still a good way to see the item level. Which is what I assume you were talking about anyway, so. Someone posted yesterday there's a weak aura to use with Elf UI for it. Haven't tried it yet though. Is this oh, I see. Displays the item level of base items. Items used to craft Shadowlands legendaries in LVUI's bags. That could be quite cool. It means I'd have to activate weak auras on all of my characters as well, though. I don't even have weak auras on most of my characters. Which, you could try it. If you already use weak auras, sure, do it, but... Displays item level and mails away all your gold if your name is Manthias. Yeah, exactly. That's the sneaky with weak auras. I've seen people get suckered way too frequently. Mostly in Classic, to be fair, where the loopholes are really a problem, but... Danger character stats also shows item levels on the icon. Oh, there we go. There's obviously a few ways to do it now. Damn, this is a lot of jewellery that we're crafting. In turn means that we must have sold a lot of it. But then again, 168 rings at 250 gold, I think people are going to snap those up pretty quickly. Oh, hang on, we're out of bag space. Please hold. After an hour of spam clicking checkboxes on 1.6 thousand items, I managed to recover my expired mail. Oh no. Well, at least you got it all back though. I'm sure you've got a very sore trigger finger. Disclaimer, I am not affiliated to weak auras. I am not on Manthias' server. What else? Not responsible if you lose your gold. It's all good. I'm going to have to work out a way to streamline this crafting process though. I think I probably just need to, at least as far as 168 gear is concerned, maybe not so much now, but definitely when I get access to 200 gear, I'm going to just have to create dirty amounts of it in one go. Just so then I don't have to recraft like 2 or 3 of them all the time. The problem then becomes is where do I put them all? Because I don't want to be storing these sorts of things in a guild bank, because it takes longer to put them in and out of a guild bank than it does to craft the damn thing in the first place. So it doesn't really end up saving you any time at that point. Just make an overflow auction house banker. Yeah. The problem will be though is that I'll never log them on and then I'll just lose everything. I know too much, like I know how I'm like. That though appears to be, for the most part, everything that I'm going to do for either blacksmithing or jewel crafting. Let's get this mailed over then, get it listed, then we'll jump on to number 2 real quick. See if we can bash this crafting out a little bit faster. Use /TSM to take them out the bank. Yeah, but even bank space is the limiting factor, right? Like, you can see already my bank characters already, the bank is already pretty stacked with just stuff. And I used TSM bank UI to move things about easily. I know people don't really like the scrapper, but I wonder if anybody's gone back to it since Shadowlands. I seem to remember some changes to what the scrapper gives you. Maybe there are some viable shuffles from it again now. Yeah, there was some weird stuff happened with it. Like all the Tide Spray shuffles. Like you would craft something with just Tide Spray linen, then you would scrap it, and it would give you back Deep Sea Satin. So people were like, what now? How do I put, it didn't need Deep Sea Satin to begin with, so I just magicked Deep Sea Satin out my ass somehow. I'm sure there's some people that have looked into that in a bit of detail. Definitely for the purpose of like deep sea bags, I would guess. If your Tide Spray linen is basically free, your deep sea bags become basically free. I don't know how that works. Is it me again, or is my wacky Hong Kong VPN, or is it the stream of Manthia stuttering? I've not seen any Fs. I'm personally not dropping frames, although everything looks pretty Gucci on the bitrate side of things. I think it should be all good. No stuttering here. Maybe stop downloading quite so much porn, and you'll be fine. Renown 27, can I make it to 40 by next week? Yeah, easy game. Well, I'm going to assume you haven't done if you haven't done the campaign, it's a GG well played. If you've done the campaign already, it's going to be a bit more of a grind. Almost thought you had a long boy there. No, I just get close to one. I just get close to one. Who downloads porn nowadays? Well, that's true. Stutters a bit. I don't think it's related to your internet. You saying I stutter a lot? I mean, I never stutter. Lies. Should we do tailoring first? Seems to be not a huge amount on the tailoring list. Start Shadowlands, mount the long boy, kick off the auctioneer, go AFK, just come back and read the whispers. It's funny. It's funny because it's true. Hang on, what are we missing here? Oh, we're missing crafters marks. We need some crafters marks apparently. Alright then. What do we need? Novice crafters marks times lots, go. Let's get all of this stuff then, I presume, up on the auction house. Did you have stutter colleague doing well in sales and marketing? Hey? I have no idea what you're going on about. Did you guys read about the WoW Karen on Reddit? No. What? Do we want to investigate? All for a transmog mount? No, but I think what? Yes, do. It's funny AF. Or somebody do me a link then, and we might take a look in between cancel scans. How can you speak to the manager in WoW? I don't I don't even get it. How's that even possible? See, look, this is why I craft all that 87 gear. Deadly Lay Strike Band going in at normal price. Masterful Lay Strike Band going in at normal price. I'm sure I can sucker somebody to buy it, even though the item level 100 stuff is arguably better, but you know. When you're on your Mog Mount in Dalaran. Oh, okay. Let's throw it in here maybe. Right, so when you're on your Mog Mount in Dalaran and a Karen appears. Oh, it's literally just a picture. Oh, can we what's the zoom in button? There we go. Right, it's pixelated as all ass, but you realise people can't use that if you jump around like that. So like, if you don't want others to use it, maybe don't set it up in the middle of a town. I don't care about others. Okay, so I'm going to report that because you're drawing people into the area to use it and then kicking them out. You've done that to me twice now. And now that I can provide a screenshot showing that you're doing it on purpose, Blizzard can hopefully do something about it. Oh dear God. Oh dear God. Touch grass. Keep going, you're just giving me more evidence that you're purposely disrupting gameplay for others and being toxic about it. I appreciate it, honestly. I'm attaching screenshots to the report right now. Have a nice one. Oh my God, you are the worst kind of people. A wow Karen. I can't believe a wild Karen appears. Oh dear. Keep going, I can report you for harassment too. You're the one trolling other people. Not sure how I'm the worst kind of person, but again, thanks for the evidence you're providing me. Blizzard will appreciate it. You know that I can use my own mount as I want, right? I don't owe anybody anything. Oh, Jesus. I actually love you. Ignoring you now. 2 reports sent. If Blizzard doesn't care, then I guess keep trolling people on purpose. I'm sorry that you have to find entertainment that way. Sad, I guess. Goodbye. Blocked now. Asked you to stop. Reporting you for harassment now too. Seriously, leave me alone. You've done enough harassing as it is. Get a life. Oh no. Oh no. When Karen enters World of Warcraft. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, this is exactly it, right? All this over a transmog mount. Like. Oh dear. That's actually quite funny. That's tickled me. I like that a lot. What really annoys me is that they've blurred out the names. Although what's really funny is they've blurred out the names in just a way that you can absolutely still read the names. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. If you were to... I bet if you take this image and invert the colours, the names will stand out still. That's funny. Well, 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 well. Stop harassing me, but you messaged me first. Reported? Yeah, exactly. This one dude said about 3 words in each reply. She was banging in paragraphs. Throw in the paragraphs out there. Probably at the Ogrimmar auction house. Transmog NPC is like 10 seconds away. Probably. Oh, that was worth reading. That was funny. I like that. I like that a lot. Right, now we've overcrafted a whole bunch. This is my problem, right? That every time I do a restock on dual crafting, I end up with so much stuff that I need to put said stuff somewhere. But I've got nowhere to put said stuff. First world problems, I know, but we're already selling it, look though. Like literally, the second I post it, it sells. To be fair, that's probably got something to do with the fact that even the 168 gear is incredibly close to crafting cost right now. My minimum price is 222 gold and it's selling for 250. It is barely worth me bothering, but you know. What price do you think Korthite will reach at the start of the patch? it could be anything. It genuinely could be anything. I mean, it could be on some realms. It could end up going for like 300 gold a piece. On some realms, it could end up going for 30,000 gold a piece. It's really, really difficult to say. That the system is designed in a way that those that want their legendaries first have to pay a premium for that. But every day or week that you wait to get your legendary, it will be cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. Because what they've in essence done is they've funneled all of the cost of creating the legendaries into one item. Whereas at least in patch 9.0 with the legendaries, like the price of the materials would fluctuate a little bit because there was multiple materials that you needed to craft a legendary. Now, it's still true to say you need the same amount of materials, but with one distinct problem, that all of the materials that you need to make the legendary will probably account for about 10% of its cost. The other 90% of the cost is going to come from the Korthite crystals. So, as much as I hate to say it, it's a really boring system, Blizzard. Congratulations on making even the legendary system boring. So, what are you going to do? I'll hold on to your stuff for you. I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. Yeah, Korthite crystals are going to do just crazy things. They're going to be stupid expensive to begin with. And, I mean, somebody did the maths and it works out that you can probably supply about 10% of the population their legendaries each week. But of course, as more and more people get their legendaries, there's less people that then want them. So the demand for them will go down. It's almost like, you know how in patch 9.0, the demand for legendaries stayed somewhat consistent because people were upgrading their legendaries. Now there's only 2 ranks. It's going to mean the whole system is going to fall on its ass really quick. But yeah, Korthite crystals are going to be crazy prices for the first few weeks. That is a for sure. Would you sell the Korthite crystals the first few days directly, then when the prices chill a bit, start selling rank 5s and rank 6 legendaries? If you're not absolutely busting for, like, if you're sat on 20 million gold, then probably not, no. But the likelihood is that unless you already have all of your legendaries ranked, if you put it this way, if you're still leveling legendaries, you probably want to sell your Korthite crystals early days, because the price that you sell them for in the first couple of weeks will cover the cost of you leveling the rest of the ranks up to rank 4. Then when things chill out a little bit and things start to relax, that's when you can start actually engaging in the rank 5 and the rank 6 crafting and selling. But, as we've already found out today, with almost all of the specs being funneled into a minute amount of different legendaries, who knows what's going to happen? You know, it's like I said, it's all speculative until it goes live. But if they sell for 20k, if the crystals go for 20k, that's 800,000 gold per legendary, which is probably a bit much. But this is it. It's a bit much for you. it might not be a bit too much for that world first raiding guild. But no, I get it. The difference is, the only thing that's going to make it even remotely interesting is the fact that you need 40 of them. The fact that you need 40 will make a big difference, right? Because if you buy 30 of them and then you get shafted because the market gets reset or the market goes up from the price you were paying to sky high price, you're donezo. You've bought 30 of them, and your only option then is either put it in reverse and sell them again, or pay over the odds for the final 10. So it means that crafters out there probably aren't going to touch them unless they can buy 40 in one go. Because then they have a number, right? If they buy 40 in one go, they have a figure. Right, this legendary cost me this. Means I need to sell it for at least this. What we need to remember is that we as crafters aren't bringing in any value. The crystal farmers are bringing in the value this time. The only slight saving grace is that there may not be that many people crafting rank 5s and rank 6s because of the cost. Even people that have got rank 4s unlocked now, if a single legendary costs somebody 400,000 gold just to craft it, that is a huge risk for that one player to take. And look at tailoring, for example. We already know, right, that tailoring, where is it? The cape is going to be the big one, right? But for reference, you can level nearly everything within tailoring to rank 4 for like 1 million gold. If after you've done that, you've been selling legendaries and recuperating your costs, it's going to be a real surprise to you when it costs you 400,000 gold to craft one legendary. It means that those, even with a profession like tailoring, who may think that they're in a good, strong position because they've got the rank 4s, they'll be ready to go. When they can't afford to buy the materials to even craft a rank 5, doesn't look very good, does it? $10 rank 4 rings at the auction house, 90% crafting price. Do you think it's a reset situation? Be careful. Just because it's your 90% crafting price doesn't necessarily mean it's 90% of somebody else's crafting price. This is always the thing with anything crafted. I'm always very, very cautious to try and buy and sell anything that's crafted for that exact reason. There are people that have been, buying ore for basically nothing for the past 3 months that can probably bang out those rings for 50% of that price even now all day long and be happy about doing it. It's going to be a shit show for sure, but a good one. It's going to be another weird one, right? It's going to be the same scenario again, that everybody's going to want to craft rank 5s and 6s, but it's going to be cost prohibitive. Previously the cost implications were power leveling ranks through ranks 1 to 4. Now it's just going to be very simple. You need to spend 400,000 gold on buying enough Korthite crystals to make a single legendary. Do you want to take that risk or not? Your shout. It takes the only interesting thing about professions in Shadowlands and makes it boring again. GG Blizzard on that one. As the entire system is going to evolve around he who is richest wins. He or she who is richest wins. Those that can afford to buy Korthite crystals at a premium price and can craft more stuff will strangle the rest of the crafters from being able to do it. It's going to drive hardcore players and guilds nuts. But to be fair, they'll figure it out. They're the ones that are going to figure it out, and they're the ones that will be, you know, somewhat self-sufficient in it. They'll just run 4 characters through Korthia every day, and then just funnel all of the materials to their main character. It probably won't affect them all that much. It's the general player base that will get presented with a 400,000 gold rank 5 legendary, and they'll go, yeah, no thanks. That's a little bit too expensive for me. I'm going to let the big goblins fight and feed on the scraps later. Do you know what is the lowest level toon that can craft a sky golem? Level 10, I believe. I'm just going to flip materials, not even getting into the nonsense. So for the top guilds, I can tell you they'll ask for loan from the boosting community or the big goblins. Oh yeah, I mean like when you're talking about world first guilds, which obviously there's only 2 of them realistically, you're talking about 40 people. It's not really like a... That's not the market that I focus my attention on. I thought it was level 15 to get the Sky Golem pattern. I mean, I don't know exactly, but I know with the level squish that you can get there very quickly and easily. I mean, if it's level 10 or level 15, that's what, 5 minutes work? It's like, basically doesn't matter. It's basically the same. Right, we're out of materials, I think. We're very much out of materials. We need some callous hide, some pallid bones, a bunch of threads. Way too much like hard work. We need a whole bunch of stuff. We're not super missing much of anything. We could definitely do with a lot of blacksmithing stuff being recrafted, but there's not too much on that list. This is actually the lesser valued stuff, although these profits are totally wrong right now. It's 80,000 gold worth of stuff, which I'd probably double my money on, but I need to buy a bunch of materials, and the materials are expensive, so we'll chill on that for now. But boys and girls, I think I'm going to leave it there for today. We've been doing some long streams recently. I need to do a few bits and pieces. I also need to get some videos on the go. It's been a few days since I've actually worked on any of the YouTubey stuff, so I'm gonna do that for a little bit before I die of heat exhaustion. But anyway, have a good day, boys and girls. Happy goal making. Good luck with it all. If you're playing on the EU right now, be prepared. This is the last reset before patch 9.1, so it would be worthwhile today making sure on your alts that you've got any of the guaranteed renown points if you're still short on renown. So that's going to be your souls, your anima, and killing the world boss. That's a guaranteed, because that'll all reset and you'll get one more cycle of that before patch 9.1. But outside of that, that's my last little word of advice. Have fun. Thank you everybody for today. The viewership's been incredible. The support has been even more incredible. Thank you. Last final thing, check out the YouTubes if you haven't already. We are doing pretty well on the YouTube side of things at the moment. I can't complain at all. There's also the second channel if you want to catch up with the VODs on YouTube. As I understand, watching VODs on the Twitch side of things is pretty gross. But anyway, boys and girls, that's me done. I'm going to go get some food. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.